The Durham Lady Lords taking on the Mohawk College Mountaineers from Hamilton. And as always, we talk about basketball action women's-wise. The OCAA season well on its way. Mohawk heading into this game with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss. The Lady Lords currently with a record of 2 and 4. My name is Ken Babcock. I'll be bringing you today's play-by-play. I'll be joined today by Mr. Paul Doucette from the Durham College Athletic Department, a former Durham College men's basketball player here, and well expertise and well, I guess, endowed as far as the OCAA goes. Paul, give us your thoughts on today's event.
Well, after watching the Lady Lords last week, they had a tough game against Seneca College. A little more 8 foot, 10 foot jump shot. You know, if they'd scored a few more of those, they would have won the game, I think.
Well, certainly a tough game last game for Coach Ernie Rainbow and his Lady Lord squad. They set out, they were 2-2 at one time. They've now lost their last 2 in a row, including a tough 8-point loss to Seneca right here 1 week ago. A tough 8-point loss from the fact they had a chance to lead it at the half. Turnovers were costly. We'll look for Durham right now to eliminate turnovers, try to turn the clock back as far as the number of times they turn it over. They're their own worst enemies. Today we're going to see what happens. It's Durham Mohawk coming up soon. The tip-off from the OCAA women's basketball action from the Durham College Athletic Complex. We're going to take a look in a moment at the standings and a little bit of an update of the OCAA women's season. Durham right now, as we mentioned, lost 2 in a row. This is Mohawk and Durham's first meeting of the season. Lords are 6-6 overall on the year, and Coach Rainbow comes into this game with a record of 14 wins and 19 losses, and this just his second season in the OCAA women's circuit.
Yeah, he's done a great job with the Lords, bringing the young team along. They've been practicing a lot more than they have in the past few years. Along with Coach Duggan, they've brought a lot of good young players along. I think that they've got a good future looking ahead to it as well.
Coach Rainbow certainly participating in trying to get his girls pumped for this game. Press, zone, moving all the time defensively, and number one, cutting down turnovers and trying to break the other team's press. We'll look in the early going now and take a look and see if Durham can break the press. They need to be effective in doing that. We take a look right now at the women's OCAA standings. Humber College alone on top, 6-0. They've yet to lose. Humber will be in town January 10th as part of a big doubleheader here. Rogers Community 10 will be here. We'll both be there. As far as basketball goes, it's a doubleheader, women and men, on the 10th of January. Fanshawe always strong, always a contender, 5-1. Mohawk back in the top rankings, 4-1. You see Durham right now with a record of 2-4. The top 6 teams qualify for the OCAA playoffs. Durham needs to shift in gear now, possibly pick up an upset win. Today's game would be an upset. However, you never know on one particular evening. Durham has played strong, and we look for an exciting game today as far as Durham goes, possibly an upset.
I think it's quite possible. Mohawk, they've got 3 of the top league's 20 scorers in their lineup. Unfortunately for them, Shelley Lang is out with an injury right now, so that may make a difference. And hopefully the Lords will have a little better penetration type game this time around, and they should be able to hold their own.
Shelley Lang, a key loss for Mohawk. Knee injury out for the season, happened last Saturday. A definite blow to Coach Earl Begg and his Mohawk Mountaineers. They'll soon rebound as well today. We're moments away from tip-off today's first action in our doubleheader. Mohawk and Durham coming up shortly on Rogers Community 10.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers Response Line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers Response Line, 436-3500.
We're moments away from tip-off, the last OCAA women's basketball game before the Christmas break. For both Mohawk and Durham, the Mohawk Mountaineers coming into this game with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss. The Lady Lords at 2-4. We're moments away from tip-off. It'll be Colleen Sherwadi, number 10, Julie Goodhouse, number 44. Jennifer Jones, number 32, Cindy Miller, number 20, and Heidi Wayne, the first-year forward from Gravenhurst, number 33, starting for the Lady Lords. For Mohawk, Brenda Billington, Stacy Adams, Leanne Gudgeon, Kathy Knox, and Nikki Beal to start for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They'll be wearing black. The Durham Lady Lords in their home gold uniforms. And Mohawk wins the tip, and the first bucket goes to Mohawk. Nikki Beal, number 44, lays it in, and Mohawk takes an early lead.
Took that quick tip down the floor for the easy basket. Durham's going to have to contest that just a little bit more. They're apt to getting a lot of layups against them.
Shawadi here, they look inside Goodhouse. That'll be a strength today to get the ball inside to Goodhouse. Shawadi again this time, nice pass. Miller pops to the top, 2-foot jumper there. Miller hits it, it's 2-all. That has to be what Durham needs to see. A lot of balls going inside, get the ball inside, pop it back out, quality shots.
Looks like they've been practicing that 8 to 10 footer, and hopefully they'll drop this week.
Beal picks her dribble up there, a little bit of trouble there, goes back to the top. Beal left wide open, can't leave her open there. This time it doesn't go. Goodhouse clears, Durham ball. Take a look at Colleen Shawadi controlling the offense at the top. Heck of a game she had 1 week ago as the Rogers TSN Player of the Week. Colleen in that situation as well. Saw the pass, turnovers again, costly 1 week ago. An 8-point loss to Seneca at home. Let's see if Durham can turn the sides there and hopefully eliminate some of these costly turnovers. Help defense there. Heidi Wayne, not quite enough there as Stacy Adams lays it in for 2.
Stacy Adams had a big game last week against St. Lawrence, so looking for a big game again from her.
Shawadi check there. Beal stolen again at the top. Shawadi squares up this time as Shawadi and Beal look for that matchup today. In the key there, nothing there. Baseline Adams. Goodhouse contends. Nothing there. Rebound, new shot clock. Correction, no new shot clock. Ball went out the side of the backboard. Beal continues at the top with 11 on the shot clock.
It's good ball movement for Mohawk. They're taking early control again on the offensive side.
Inside there, just off the rim, beat the shot clock, but Durham has the ball. Jennifer Jones clears, and here comes Shawadi. Goodhouse there taking it strong to the hoop there. Whoever called for the offensive foul, it'll be her first.
Julie's the natural leader of this Durham squad, and we're looking for her to take the ball to the hoop more often, as she is leading the league in scoring right now, Ken, with 20.5 points per game.
And that's a magic number there as well. Julie, defending OCAA women's scoring champion, number 44 for the Lady Lords. She led the OCAA in scoring 1 year ago with that same figure, 20.5 points per game. What an outstanding player. Not only did she lead the league in scoring, she was a first-team All-Star and named a CCAA All-Canadian in just her first year, 1 year ago. The Smith Falls native, what career she's had already. This just her second year.
It's pretty much a household name around Durham right now.
Goodhouse turnaround jumper there, a little off the mark there. Mohawk clears here. It's Brenda Billington, number 4, bringing the ball up for the Mountaineers. Blocked by Goodhouse there. They battle for it. Goodhouse will control the ball here. 17-12 remaining first half. 4-2. Long pass there goes Aaron. And we talked about that. That was the downfall of the squad 1 week ago against Seneca. Coach Rainbow does not want to see the long pass. Just not in the cards as far as the Durham's offense.
No, I think they need to set up their offense a little more. Take a little more control at the top of the key. Reverse the ball a couple of times. They're not getting the open shots off the reverse that they're looking for.
I think Gudgeon tries to tip it inside. Aaron pass for Kathy Knox. Over to Durham here, and right now Mohawk's leading the turnover parade. Durham can't capitalize. Let's see what they can do here. Nice pass inside, excellent move. Right to the hole. Jennifer Jones, number 32, lays it in, her first bucket of the game, and we're tied at 4.
I think Jen's got a little bit of a mismatch there. She's a little shorter, but she's a little stronger inside, can post them up and get that ball across the top of the key, one step, and easy hoop, just as we saw.
For an offside, Beal this time goes wide. The other opposite side, Billington steps on that call. Referee Gord Black making the call there. It'll go over to Durham. See Colleen Shawadi right now, a native of Oro Station. Graduated from St. Joseph High School in her first year with the Lady Lords. She's transferred after completing studies at Wilfrid Laurier University. Colleen, a welcome addition to Coach Rainbow's squad this year. Beal bringing the troops back down, tied at 4. She'll set up here. Billington left side. They swing it. Adams from the top of the key, right side. Nothing but net there for 2. Stacey Adams now has 4 points in the game, and it's a 2-point Mohawk lead.
Mohawk did that a lot against the opposition when they were here for the Big 8 tournament. A lot of elbow shots and seemed to run the competition into the ground that way.
Get a foul called away from the play. This time it's going to go, I believe, against Jennifer Jones, number 32. That's her first, team second. 15:32 remaining first half. Nikki Beal, quarterback in the offense now for the Mountaineers. They look to swing it. Mohawk strength as always, minus Shelley Lang. However, with a knee injury, should prove costly for the Mountaineers. However, they'll try to overcome that. Nice turnaround jumper underneath. Number 34, Kathy Knox. 4-point lead. Here come the Lady Lords back down to set up their offense. 15:09 remaining first half. 21 seconds on the shot clock. It was inside there. Wayne can't find it off the rim. Still Durham ball, fresh 30. Jones perimeter, nice pass inside. Goodhouse here. There's going to be a foul called on the play against number 34, Kathy Knox. That's her first, just the team's first of this first half. Foul's not a factor so far. Durham ball inbouncing. Look for Durham to try to isolate Goodhouse here.
Goodhouse and Jones both taking positions down at the block. Durham trying to slow the pace down a little bit, get the ball to them, and just like Jones did there, get the ball, easy little layup, and they can have big success inside.
Jennifer Jones there, number 32, laying it in. She now has 4 points in the game, cuts the lead to 2. Mountaineers do lead by 2, 8-6. Isolation was on Goodhouse, but they left her alone. That freed up Jennifer Jones to take the ball to the lane. Billington, nothing there, baseline. Shook up a little bit. She's okay. She finds her way back down the play. Here's Goodhouse, not afraid to shoot from 3-point range either.
No, she scored a couple on the season and always a danger.
Here's Chawati, this time Goodhouse. 1-on-1, nice screen there. Jones, turnaround jumper. Goodhouse good from 5 feet. Her first bucket of the game. Goodhouse, we mentioned, taking a look at her right now. Goodhouse last year, the 1994 OCAA Spalding 3-point shootout champion in the OCAA. So she can shoot it, she can light it up. And she showed that 1 year ago at the All-Star Games here at Durham College.
It's always nice to have a player with that versatility, inside-outside game. Makes the other coach really wonder where you're going to play her.
Nice screen there, dish inside. There's the middle game again. Wayne this time, she draws the foul. She'll go to the line. Heidi Wayne, number 33, will go to the line for Durham to shoot 2. We talk about All-Star Games, Paul. Not only did Durham host last year, they've hosted the All-Star Games the past 2 years. The 1995 OCAA GO Basketball All-Star Games will go Saturday, January 21st, right here at the Durham College Athletic Complex. Game times 5:30 and 7:30. What an afternoon of basketball and an evening of basketball. 2 great basketball games at halftime of each game. A 3-point shootout championship for each men and women at halftime of each event. Also the OCAA Best Mascot Competition. A great evening. Tickets are now available. They go on sale December the 15th. You can pick them up at the Durham College Athletic Department or at your local school in the community. It's going to be a great day of basketball. The OCAA Basketball All-Star Games right here. Also, someone will win a brand new 1995 GO tracker at that event.
It's always nice to see this gym packed with 1,300 fans and get a lot of good community support for those games, especially for that mascot competition's always good.
Oh, it's a great hit with the kids. Great, it's a family event. It's a great hit with the kids, a family, and it's a very inexpensive day to see the top college basketball players for men and women in the province all on one court. General Motors sponsoring the event. It's an unbelievable event to see, and Rogers Community 10 will be there. Here's Beal at the top here, fresh 30, 10-8. Durham leads by 2 here. 13-19 remaining first half.
Mohawks looking to swing the ball a little bit inside again. It seems they're taking a page out of the playbook from Durham.
Back to the top there, nothing doing there for number 32, Cheryl Yee. Durham clears, they lead by 2. And here comes Colleen Sherwati, number 10. Goodhouse seeing a lot of action up top now. They try to spread it out a little bit. Teams rely and pack in on her in defense. Double and triple team. You see Goodhouse go to the floor there. Chawati wide open, takes it to the middle. Off the glass, doesn't go. Unfortunately, Chawati had some more real estate to take. Didn't quite make it.
She should have taken that one right to the hoop that time, be a little more aggressive, I think.
Got a blocking foul there, whether it'll be on the shot or not, we'll see in a moment. It is 2 shots. In fact, Nikki Beal, number 44, heading to the line for Mohawk. We take a look at Coach Rainbow in his 2nd season with the Lady Lords, an outstanding season 1 year ago, taking his team to the Final Four. Coach Rainbow this season right now with a record of 2-4. Would like to see his team pick up a victory tonight and head into the Christmas break on that positive note.
I think they practiced.
Right now we've got a timeout called here. Timeout to the Mohawk bench right now, the first timeout of the game for them. 12:38 remaining in the first half to score. Durham 10, Mohawk 8. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
Well, I think that Durham's starting off right. They're looking at taking the ball inside, Jen Jones, but Mohawk seems to be moving the ball a little bit better, getting the ball around the perimeter, making Durham move their feet a little bit more on defense, and something that, as you can see, Coach Rainbow is charting a little bit there. I think he's stressing a little bit more of a reverse ball movement.
See Coach Rainbow now going over his final documents with his troops here. Durham's generally done a pretty good job bringing the ball up court. In fact, as far as bringing the ball up court, Mohawk hasn't really pressed too much. They really haven't been the team that we saw early on the season, especially the Women's Big 8 Classic right here at Durham. Haven't pressed at all yet. Durham's maintained the ability to bring the ball up and haven't turned the ball over right now. And that's really the reason why Durham's up 10-8 right now in the early going.
I think so. I think one of the problems that Durham's been having this year is finding which person to bring the ball up. Right now, looks like Cherwadi's been doing a good job of it. She really hasn't had a lot of pressure. They've been picking her up with 3/4, half court. We'll have to see once Mohawk puts a little more pressure on the ball carrier, what kind of help she's going to get bringing the ball to the floor.
Lady Lord set to go here. Timeout finish now. We'll have 2 shots coming up here at the line. Nikki Beal will take first of her 2 attempts. Nikki Beal in her first year with the Mohawk Mountaineers in the Law and Security program, a graduate of North Park Collegiate.
Nikki's been having a great season as well. She's up there 7th in the scoring race right now with 14.8 points a game. There she sinks the first one. Always a threat from the outside. Good ball handler.
Talking about the Mohawk Mountaineers' past history, a strong women's basketball program in the OCAA. Back-to-back OCAA championships in 1989 and 1990, as well as back-to-back championships in 85 and 86. Earl Bega, a big part of that, the head coach of the Mohawk Mountaineers. And a big reason why Mohawk has been one of the powerhouses in women's basketball over the last 15 years.
Another good move by Wayne on the inside there. Just a little bit of a step problem, but that seems to be opening up for Durham every single time. Across the top, setting that offside screen. Players popping open. They just can either set up and take the quick jump shot with that or take it right to the hole.
They like to work the right side so far. Mohawk continuing to move it on the right side. Here's Adams blocked. Cherwadi, excellent defense there. Got a piece of the ball. Here come Durham again. Once and all. 12:03 remaining. First half, we're tied at 10. Goodhouse slipped out of her hands there. She tried to hit Sharon Cook. Now into the game number 4 for Durham. That's Sharon Cook. Sharon, native out of Ajax, Ontario, and graduated from Ajax High School. Also into the game number 42, Melissa Jasbeck. 2 substitutions. Durham looking to apply some pressure here. Goodhouse just behind that one. Adams chased by Jasbeck here. They do get the ball over before the 10-second count.
Stacey Adams helping Beal bring the ball up the floor. It looks like that is their number 2 go person. Not quite the left hand that the coach would be looking for, so it looks like Durham could be forcing her to the left side each time up the floor.
Mohawk now under 10 seconds on the shot clock. 8. They struggle. They're going to have to struggle to get a shot off. 5 in the shot clock here. Beal in trouble now. Blocked by Cherwadi. Goodhouse clears. And Durham doing an excellent job there. Cherwadi seeing the court. Cook all alone underneath. Sharon Cook lays it in for 2, and it's a 2-point Durham lead. One-on-one, Cherwadi and Beal. There's that matchup once again. They go inside. Knox and Goodhouse. Another big matchup. Jasbeck with a steal. 1 man to beat. Beal all the way back. Jasbeck trying to dish the ball off. 2-on-1. And they can't save the ball there. Nice attempt there. Excellent defensive play by Melissa Jasbeck.
That's what you got to do when you're down on a 2-on-1. Keep the player with the ball to the weak side. Make sure you're leaning towards the other player. Make the person with the ball make the first move.
There's some pressure again now to the game as well. As we see here, number 23, Jackie Green, transferred from Arundel College to the University of Toronto campus. In her first year with the Lady Lords, Jasbeck and Green played together at Arundel. Tipped away, Durham with the ball here again. They lead by 2. We're approaching the 10-minute mark of the first half. Here's Jasbeck, nice left move, takes it inside. Can't get the shot away there. Contact underneath, nice play by Heidi Wayne. She'll throw it off a black shirt, out of bounds. It'll be Durham ball.
Always a smart play to do that if you can get away with it.
Good out that time, forced a little bit instead of taking your time. They'll get a jump ball there. It'll stay Durham ball in that case. Jump arrow in possession of Durham College. The Lady Lords lead by 2. Let's see what they can do off this inbounds. Oh, checked away there. I think Nikki Beal got a piece of that one. In fact, did so. Number 43, Jen McNaughton came up with the ball. Not the kind of foul Coach Rainbow wants in the backcourt there with nothing really going on in that case. That'll go against Melissa Jasbeck, her first personal foul.
Well, Mohawk, they've switched a combination now. They've got Stacey Adams guarding Julie Goodhouse now instead of Knox. Seemed that Julie was taking advantage of that matchup a little bit.
Trouble there. Jackie Green taking the hard run to that ball. Tipped out of bounds by Adams. Adams fired it back in bounds. Get a foul away from the ball. Went against Nikki Beal. Her first personal foul. That'll be Mohawk's third team foul. And it'll be Durham ball. Heidi Wayne to inbounds on the right side of the court. Tough pass there. They tried to force it into Goodhouse there. It'll stay Durham ball. This time baseline.
Great shot there by Jasbeck.
Lead right there for Durham. Jasbeck lays it home, and she's had an outstanding game so far. There's Beal. They try to move it in baseline. Not much room on the baseline there. She did manage to draw a foul, however, and it's a 4-point Durham lead.
She does like to take advantage of that baseline. Left hand, not her weakness, goes either way, and it's tough to guard.
It really is. We're going to go to the line here. Looks like they've called 2 shots in this play. Nikki Beal at the line, 2 of 2. She's perfect on the night from the line. Looking to add to her point total right now. First one's off the mark. 2 of 3 from the line right now for Beal. She has 4 points on the game. And that one went 1 of 2 for Beal. 3-point lead right now. Sharon Cook bringing the ball up the court right now for the Lady Lords. They really have done a good job moving the ball in and out. There's the middle open again. Cook taking her right to the basket, laying it in for 2. Sharon Cook uncontested on that one. It's a 5-point Lady Lord lead.
Parting of the sea there. They were looking for the quick dish to Julie Goodhouse, I think, inside because she had her man pinned down at the block, but Cook taking advantage of that.
Well, they really have. They're keying on Julie. Everyone knows what she can do. All Canadian a year ago, leading the league in scoring. And what it's doing, it's freeing up a lot of gold shirts underneath. Jen McNaught, number 43, laying it in there. 3-point lead, Durham. Here's Cook once again. And the middle really is opening up now. Here's Goodhouse right underneath. Tough to stop there. Can't get that one to go. They battle for it. Heidi Wayne battles for it. Can't come up with it. And here comes Cheryl Yee. 2 shots there. Nikki Beal seeing her time on the court. That's the 3rd time she's hit the floor hard. Aggressive player, Nikki Beal. She'll go to the line, and she's rewarded here with 2 free throws.
She's not afraid to take it inside. Almost the smallest player in the court, but she sure plays large. Beal at the line again here. 3 of 4, 75% on the game.
Beal in the season well above her season average. She's 55% from the free throw line. However, leads the team in scoring with an average of 14.8 points per game. And Beal hits both. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And here comes Sharon Cook once again. Guarded closely by Billington. Nice screen there. Goodhouse, excellent screen. Tremendous screen. We're not sure why a foul has been called in this particular play. It was a perfectly legitimate screen set by Julie Goodhouse. And a foul was called on the play for a block. And we don't usually question the calls of the officials on these broadcasts. However, that one has to be questioned in this case. It's Goodhouse's second personal, and we're really confused on this one.
Well, it's tough to get Julie in foul trouble this early in a game, especially when it's so close. The only thing I can see is that she didn't get there in time. That would be the only thing I could see.
Had to be in the judgment of referee's decision there that she didn't get there in time. It sure looked from our vantage point she did. An excellent screen. Sometimes you're penalized for setting too good a screen. First one goes for Billington here. We're tied at 16 now, 8:51 remaining in the first half. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
Well, there's
also
a difference.
Checking to the game now for Durham, number 22, Kalinda Thompson.
There's a difference in the game so far, Ken, is the foul shooting of Mohawk. They've only missed one so far.
7 of 8 from the line for Mohawk, and that has been the story. 17-16, a 1-point Mohawk lead. Jasbeck, her taped hand obviously affecting her shooting touch there. Looked to favor it a little bit. Jasbeck, however, takes it right back up, battles for it again. And Mohawk will come away. Beal, here's a break here. Billington all alone. She'll catch up with it. Try to lay it in left hand. She does. For 2, and she also draws a foul, and Billington will go to the line to shoot one more.
It's great protection of the ball with that left hand there. That's what everybody strives to teach everybody, all the way from public school, high school, up through college. But it's one of those things that doesn't seem to, you don't seem to find more than 50% of the people on each team able to use their left hand like that.
Take a look at Brendan Billington here at the line. Governor Simcoe High School graduate, enrolled in the General Arts and Science program at Mohawk College. And she hits the first one and adds the three-point play to her repertoire now. She is 3 for 3 from the line, 5 on the game, and it's a 4-point Mohawk lead. Sherwadi uncontested, right to the hole, draws the foul, and Sherwadi will go to the line. Foul there will go against Nikki Beal. Referee Mr. Gord Black explaining the call to head coach Earl Begg of the Mountaineers. Sherwadi goes to the line here for 2 shots. 8:12 remaining, first half.
Well, in a game this close, Ken, you don't like to see fouls. Fouls have a major focus of the game, but it looks like Goodhouse and Beal both with 2. Could be potential problems down the line for both coaches.
We take a look at Sherwadi here in her first year at Durham, a direct entry in the sports administration program. St. Joseph High School she attended. Here's Sherwadi here, 4-point deficit, trying to cut it to 2. Nice pass inside. Green takes it up strong. Can't get it to go. Jackie Green, nice effort underneath.
Great feed. They just keep picking at the top of the key, and that person just keeps getting open.
Here's Billington, double teamed underneath. Nice move inside by Leanne Gutton, her first bucket of the game. It's also a 6-point lead. Mohawk Mountaineers' biggest margin of the game.
They're just picking up the pace a little bit, Ken, getting the ball at the floor a little bit faster, not letting Durham set up on defense.
17 in the shot clock. Thompson at the top here. Back to Sherwadi, beats her man. Takes it strong left hand, draws a foul there. Sherwadi will go to the line for 2.
This has been the difference so far. We talked about it before, is the foul shooting, and Durham not taking advantage as much as Mohawk. And Sherwadi's a fairly good free throw shooter on the season. It looks like she's 56%.
Checking back into the game is number 32, Jennifer Jones. Sherwadi off the mark there, now 0 for 3 from the line, looking to break the ice here. 6-point Mohawk lead, looking to cut it to 5. Off the mark again, 0 for 4. Chirwani can't seem to find the mark from the charity stripe. Here goes Billington. It's a 2-on-1. Nice pass underneath. And that bucket will go there. Excellent feed. Michelle Carrier will go to the line. She'll get an extra one here. And it's an 8-point Mohawk lead, and the lead Durham had built up quickly at 14-10 has fizzled away. Durham now facing an 8-point deficit, a 10-2 run by Mohawk to score. 24-16 in favor of the Mountaineers, 7:23 remaining in the first half. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers response line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers response line, 436-3500.
Hi, I'm Barb DiGiulio from Sports Radio, the Fan 1430. Be sure to watch Goal Line with Roger Lajoie on Rogers Community 10.
Take a look at the Mohawk bench here. 8-point lead. Coach Earl Begg and his Mountaineers, a 14-10 deficit, have gone on a 10-2 run over the last 5 minutes, and they lead by 8.
The intensity's gone out of Durham for about the last 3-minute stretch, Ken. It looks like Coach Rainbow and Duggan talking to the troops, trying to get them back into the same mode that they were in at the beginning of the game when they came out hot, knowing that they are the underdogs in this contest.
Coach Rainbow certainly used his bench so far, going 8 deep at this point in the game, not afraid to use his substitutions and getting quality minutes from his players he's using. He can go to anybody on the bench at any time. Michelle Carrier adds the extra one there to complete the 3-point play, and it's a 9-point Mohawk lead. 7:20 remaining in the first half. No call there. It looked like contact. Chirwani hit the floor hard as she limps back down the floor. Appears to be okay. It'll be Mohawk ball. Here's Nikki Beal again. Billington has the hot hand. Her and Beal right now combining for the bulk of the Mohawk points right now. 12 points total out of the 25 have come from Billington and Beal on the Mohawk side. Here comes Chirwani.
That was a great idea by Coach Rainbow there. They dropped back into a 2-on-2 matchup zone and got the easy turnover that time.
First step called quick there. Heidi Wayne signaled for traveling. Durham back on the defensive. We'll see what happens here defensively. 15 in the shot clock now, working the perimeter. Nice pass inside. Jen McNaughton squares up, uncontested. She lays it in for 2. McNaughton now with 4 points on the game.
Little different look there, a 1-2-2 popping out to the corners. Got to make sure that weak side helps there on that defense.
Little story, sideline story about Jen McNaughton, also 2-sport athlete. Nice pass inside. Heidi Wayne. Story of the day, can't get it to go. Wayne this time's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Story of the day now, getting the 1- and 2-foot jumpers to fall. Good shot selection. The Lords are getting the opportunities in good shooting positions. They just got to start capitalizing. That'll be the difference.
Exactly. I know they practiced it a lot this week after the game last week against Seneca. Coach is looking for the players to take advantage of those 5 to 8 footers because last week they just didn't drop.
Heidi Wayne at the line here. We talked about Jen McNaughton as I spoke a moment ago. Sideline story, 2-sport athlete, also a member of Mohawk College's women's softball team. And now wearing number 43, and a member of the women's basketball squad. Outstanding effort to be a 2-sport athlete in the college system with so many daily pressures of school and academics, plus the travel and the practices. A lot of dedication, a lot of effort, and Jen McNaughton has managed to do both very well. Oh, nice pass by Beal. Incredible pass. Carrier underneath the basket, number 5. She lays it in. And that's 5 points for number 5, Michelle Carrier. And right now, it's a 13-point Mohawk lead. Nice pass inside. Wayne, nice dish back. Goodhouse turn. Can't get it to fall. Too bad. Again, we talk about opportunities.
That underneath the hoop, Durham's controlling underneath there. Julie Goodhouse taking advantage of her size, slipping in there. It doesn't seem like Mohawk's able to guard her right now. They've been switching her up. They've had 3 different people guarding her, and they haven't found the right combination defense yet to stop her from getting the ball inside.
Goodhouse hits her first on that one. One more to come. Off the back iron there. 1 of 2 from Goodhouse. Good break though, however, for the Lady Lords. Jones saves it. New 30. Heidi Wayne this time. Sherwadi just inside 3-point range. Can't get it to go. Wayne rebound. She takes it up strong, and Heidi Wayne lays it in. She now has 4 points in the game. The first-year forward from Gravenhurst finally breaks into that run Mohawk had been on. Nice block there. Jennifer Jones got a piece of it. Heidi Wayne there as well. Durham for one moment on the short end of a 19-2 run by the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Well, I don't know what the coaches said to them in that timeout, but they've come out a little more composure, taking control inside again. That's what they benefited from at the beginning of the game, and that's the only way that they're going to be able to beat Mohawk today, I think, is controlling the boards.
Schwani there with the traveling call. It'll go over to Mohawk here. 5:22 remaining in the first half. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action, the final basketball game in the OCAA women's circuit before the Christmas break. They'll resume action January 10th. Doubleheader action at the Durham College Athletic Complex. Humber and Durham, the ladies action at 5:30, and the game of the year, regular season wise, Humber College Hawks, ranked number 1 in the country, against Durham, ranked number 5 in the country. 7:30 on that day. It's doubleheader action, Durham-Humber on January 10th.
It's going to be an exciting way to start the new year off. A couple of nationally ranked teams. That's a big foul there. Nikki Beal picking up her 3rd foul. Coach Begg did not want her to pick up her 3rd foul so quickly. Looks like Stacey Adams is going back in the game to help bring that ball up court a little bit more. She was kind of helping with the pressure. Seems to have taped up her knee there, Ken. I don't remember seeing that at the beginning of the game.
She has gone under some repairs, getting some additional tape put on her knee. May have come up with some sort of sprain, or may have been the short of a knee injury. Bruises, we're not sure. Definitely favoring her left leg is Stacey Adams, and that would be a big loss for Coach Begg if she wasn't able to continue.
Sherwadi hitting her first one there. She's 1 for 5 on the day now.
Just off the mark there. Wayne had a shot at it. Goodhouse there as well. There comes Billington. 4:50 remaining in the first half. Beal it. We'll see what type of offense Mohawk runs now. Here's Adams, left side. Inside E, pops it back out. Adams from 15, off the mark. Sherwadi rebound. 4:38 remaining. Here come the Lady Lords. Partial break down the right side. Goodhouse, jump shot, doesn't go off the iron. Cook with a rebound. Doesn't go as well. They battle for it. And it'll be Mohawk ball underneath. They're certainly getting their share of opportunities as far as offensive location. They've shot an awful lot of balls within 10 feet. They really haven't matched the shooting percentage of Mohawk within that range right now.
No, definitely. Both teams with high percentage opportunities, and Mohawk taking advantage of the situation right now.
Cook there called for the foul, reaching in on that foul. Bonus, that'll be the 10th foul of the half for Durham, which means it's bonus as well. It's also a bonus 10th foul. They're over the 10th foul limit. It'll be 2 shots at the line for Cheryl Yee.
See if Mohawk can continue their hot hand at the line. Definitely a difference in the game.
See Coach Rainbow here definitely not happy with the last 10 minutes of play for his Lady Lords. Sees his team down 11 points. That one's off the mark. One more to come here. Cheryl Yee, Assumption High School, powerhouse women's basketball program at Assumption. In her first year of rec leadership at Mohawk. She hits 1 of 2, and it's a 12-point Mohawk lead.
We'll see if Durham can take advantage on offense with Beal out of the lineup. See if they have a little mismatch against Sherwadi.
Nice screen there, Jones. Nice pass inside. Cook turnaround. Can't get it to go. Wayne always on the rebounding boards. Looks like it was off a Mohawk player. It'll go over to Mohawk, however, in that particular situation. Little pressure now. Cook, everybody leaves Yee wide open. I'm not sure what happened on that particular play. Nice block by Goodhouse. They shut it down. 23 seconds on the shot clock. .340 remaining in the first half. It'll stay Mohawk ball.
Mohawk running a little bit of a top of the key pick there, looking for the easy dump.
Nice pass inside Billington. Adams this time 12 feet, jumper off the mark. Rebound as well. Jones will come up with it here. Comes up limping, favoring her right foot a little bit. Here come the Lady Lords now. 3:27 remaining, 12-point Mohawk lead. There's Heidi Wayne taking it strong off the mark. Doesn't go. Goodhouse rebound. It goes in off the glass. Goodhouse with 2. Goodhouse now 5 points on the game. She's averaging 20.5 on the game this season, leading the OCAA in scoring. We talk about balance in scoring. Goodhouse leading the Lady Lords as well as the league in scoring. 20.5 points per game. The next highest Lady Lord contributing right now is just under 7 a game. The Lady Lords have 5 people averaging 6.7 to 6 points a game. So we really need a balanced scoring. Lady Lords looking for some more contribution behind their powerhouse Goodhouse.
It's tough to rely nowadays on one athlete on any team in any sport, especially when the competition's so stiff. And as you can see in the standings, the way the Lords have been playing and relying on Julie so much, it's kind of reflective of that.
Here's Yee at the top. New shot clock tipped by Cherwadi there. 2:46 remaining first half. Adams this time. Mohawk running some off screens here, left side. Here's Yee, really slow moving the ball right now. Billington left wide open at the top. Doesn't go there. 2:33 remaining. Cherwadi saves a nice play to save the ball there. Down the court, Goodhouse on the other end of it. She'll lay it in for 2. The Lady Lords in the middle of a run here. 7 on the game for Goodhouse. It's an 8-point lead.
Come on, get it in on there.
Well, Ken, that's the passing that the Lady Lords are going to have to look for. Pick up the pace of the game a little bit, take advantage of a slower Mohawk team without Beal on the court.
There's Billington. Beal now been out of the game for 4 minutes right now. Quality time resting on the bench with 3 fouls. Adams appears to be okay with her left leg taped. Excellent defense there. Long time in the key, however, she makes it through and gets the bucket in. Number 33, Leanne Gudgeon.
Leanne Gudgeon sealed her man there. There was no way she couldn't get the ball. It was an easily uncontested layup, and Mohawk's taking advantage of that situation as well because they've got 2 big players on the court right now, and Durham doesn't seem to be matching up with them.
There's a play there. Goodhouse fronted, wide open. That's when they have to get the ball inside. Here's Cook. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. They battle for it again. Jasbeck can't get it to fall again. Goodhouse does. They still can't get the ball to fall. There's a lid on the rim right now, and obviously those girls aren't Celtics fans because the little Celtic on the rim would have tipped those in.
All I know is Sharon Cook is getting the most opportunities for the Lady Lords right now, and she seems to be getting open like 1 or 2 times every time she's down the floor. And right now, if she can make a few of those 5 or 6 footers, you know, that's going to make Mohawk have to change their defense a little bit.
Goodhouse misses the front end of bonus there. Unfortunately, Mohawk with the ball. Golden opportunity there. Mohawk leads by 10. 1:27 remaining. First half. Left jumper can't go. Wayne beaten on that one by Adams. Here's Yee. Long time in the key there. And we're going to get a 3-second violation call there. As we mentioned, it'll be Durham ball. Holly Cherwadi down on the court underneath the basket. Seems to be in pain. We'll see, maybe just taking a breather. She's logged a lot of time. She seems to be holding her right knee. Hopefully it's not serious in this situation. Coach Rainbow relies on Cherwadi for the bulk of the point guard ball handling during the game.
Definitely. I know she's been having problems with some shin splints over the course of the season, but it would be a terrible loss if she was out for the game.
Senior college athletic therapist Dominic taking a look at what appears to be her right knee as she was holding right now. Perhaps she just hit knees with someone and bruised. We can hope for the best right now. Dominic Clarino right now attending to her. Right now, 1:16 remaining in the first half. It's the Mohawk Mountaineers 34, the Durham Lady Lords 24. At one time, Durham led 14-10.
Looks like Charawati's going to be okay. Maybe come off for a couple of minutes, but she should be able to continue, I think.
Best thing about it, too, she's going to miss a minute and 16 if she checks out right now. Sydney Miller checking back into the game, number 20. Charawati now has a minute and 16 plus an entire halftime to recoup, and hopefully Dominic can work with her to get her back and ready to go second half. Coach Rainbow and the Lady Lords are going to need her. There, we're set to go here. 1:16 remaining, first half. No pressure here. Durham to inbound the ball. Sharon Cook now taking up the point guard position for the Lady Lords.
They've alternated a little bit from last week because Miller did a lot of the ball handling last week when Charawati was off the floor.
Cook, Miller looks to swing it, does. 16 in the shot clock. We're now under a minute. Tipped away there. Yee beats it. One man back here. Miller, the lone person back here as they work it down court. Billington, nice dish there. That'll go for Gudgeon. She now has 6 on the game. And it's a 12-point lead with 47.5 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think that was a little case on that turnover of once again trying to force the ball into Goodhouse.
Oh, Wayne apparently had the shot there, dished it off, looking to pass a little too much instead of taking a quality shot from 6 feet. Goodhouse battles there. Wayne after it, she comes up with the ball. 28 seconds remaining. Here's Miller at the top. 19 in the shot clock. Correction, 19 on the game clock. Now 16 on the game clock. Shot clock not a factor. Here's Jasbeck. Nice dish inside. Goodhouse. 10 seconds remaining. It's a 10-point game. 7 seconds, now 5. Here's Billington. 3 seconds on the shot clock. 2 at the buzzer. It doesn't go. Gudgeon just short there. We've now played 20 minutes. The first half complete. The score, the Mohawk Mountaineers 36. The Durham Lady Lords 26. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on Rogers Community 10. We'll be back in second half action in a little while.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers response line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers response line, 436-3500.
Second half action, moments away here. The Lady Lords taking the court. A 10-point lead for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They trailed by 4 at one time, 14-10, storming back and going on a 19-2 run. Right now, the Durham Lady Lords find themselves trailing by 10. Second half action coming up soon. Paul, your comments on the first half?
Well, there's a couple of factors that have gone Mohawk's way. The size difference inside. They've got 2 players versus Durham's 1. Durham hasn't been taking advantage of any of the situations that they've had inside when they get the ball to Goodhouse. They had Beal off the floor for the last 5 minutes and they didn't take advantage of that. I think at this point right now, unless they change a few things, it's going to be a little more than 10-point deficit at the end of the game in Mohawk's favor.
Well, certainly not for lack of effort as far as the Lady Lords and getting quality shot opportunities. The percentage a little bit down in the first half, 24% from the field. Durham looking to improve that percentage. They're certainly getting quality shots. Look for Durham to improve that percentage in the second half and get back into this game.
Definitely showing some good defense here, running the shot clock all the way down to 4 and getting the turnover.
That's a good start. Coach Rainbow definitely wanted to see his Lady Lords continue defensively. Right now it's Wayne, Jasbeck, Goodhouse, Miller, and Sharon Cook. We see Charawati still out of the lineup, suffering that knee injury with 1 minute and change remaining in the first half. She's still out right now, being attended to by Dominic Clarino, the team therapist. Good foul of Stacey Adams there. That's her second and team's first this half. Wayne inbounds. Goodhouse this time. Turnaround jumper off the mark. Doesn't go. Rebound. Mohawk. They clear.
knocks big in the key there. She's going to have to do that this second half. As you can see, Julie's a little more determined, going to get involved real early.
Goodhouse led all scorers in the first half with 9. Everybody else on the Mohawk team hit the score sheet. Every single player on the Mountaineers squad now hit the score sheet, including Cheryl Yu, hit a foul shot in the first half. Lady Lords contributing as well. Sharon Cook, Jennifer Jones, and Heidi Wayne all had 4 points in the first half. Tough D there inside. Heidi Wayne with a great front there, going straight up, denying the ball, not committing a foul, and it came away Durham ball.
Looks like Durham's switched up, doing a little matchup zone, taking the man in their area. Going to play a little more tenacious, I think, doubling down on the ball when it's near the block, and they're going to have to do that to deny the shot.
Stolen there, Cook, nicely stolen by Cook. Unfortunately, just ran out of room on the sideline. Sharon Cook, number 4. We take a look at her right now. Strong game she's had so far.
She's had a great game so far, Kenny. She's been getting open. She's been denying the ball to her man, and she's been getting lots of shots. It'd just be nice to see if a few of them would drop for her.
Yeah, we see St. Nick there walking along the baseline there, taking it tonight's game. Santa Claus always a guest at Durham College's final basketball action or volleyball action of the season, that being tonight, the final college varsity action of the first half. There's Cindy Miller now, 26 seconds on the shot clock right now, 36-26, 10-point lead. Here's Jasbeck, turnaround jumper, it goes, Jasbeck for 2. And Melissa now has 4 points on the game and opens the scoring for the Lady Lords in the second half. And Heidi Wayne takes it away, 17:42 remaining first half. Durham doing an excellent job defensively right now, controlling the ball.
Well, they've slowed the pace down a little bit, Ken, trying to get work the ball inside a little bit more. There's Stacy taking the ball to the hoop again.
Sharon Cook takes the ball right to the hole, uncontested again, draws a foul. She'll go to the line for 2. We talked about Sharon, already 4 points in the game. By far the best start of the season as far as the game goes. Sharon's seeing a lot of quality time, filling in for Colleen Chawati now. And Coach Rainbow pleased to see that. Timeout on the floor. 17:32 remaining in the second half. The score, Mohawk Mountaineers 36 to Durham Lady Lords 28. You're watching OCAA college basketball action on Rogers Community 10. Take a look at preseason as far as the Lady Lords, 4-0 to start the year, including back-to-back wins over George Brown. However, since then, in league action conference play, they're 2-4. Mohawk, as we mentioned at the start of the show, 4-1 on the season. They're tied for second place right now. 1.5 game behind Humber, who's always at the top of the list as far as women's standings, and a half game behind Fanshawe as well. We talk about the Lady Lords. This is their last action before the Christmas break. We talk about Julie Goodhouse, who was named OCAA Athlete of the Week in the OCAA for the week of November 21st to 27th. And an outstanding season again for Julie. The key to Durham's offense, we take a look at Coach Rainbow right now, documenting on the floor, and chalk talk time now for the Rainbow Lady Lords squad. Coach Rainbow has to be happy with what he's seen so far in the early minutes of the second half. But definitely the Lady Lords need more contribution besides Julie, and a team effort. The Lady Lords are more successful when Julie is dishing the ball off and taking a little bit of the heat off her when they triple and double team her down low.
I think definitely when Julie gets the ball down at the block, if she was to take advantage of the double team situation and dish the ball off to the open man that's heading to the basket, they were going to get a lot of easy layups.
Sure, Cook at the line right now. She's at the line, her first trip to the free throw line today. And she hits the first. She'll have another 7-point lead. She'll look to cut to 6 here. Doesn't go there. Tip. Goodhouse is on top of it. Fresh 30. Goodhouse left all alone. Pulls up for the J. Can't get it to go. Cook rebound. Who's there? Sharon Cook.
Once again, we mentioned her game, her name during the game. I mean, she's definitely the player that we're mentioning the most, and came off the bench, and she's doing a great job for the Lady Lords.
Oh, nice play there. Adams gets the ball to number 34, the top of the key, Kathy Knox. Jump shot didn't go. Durham ball just under 17 minutes remaining, second half. Nice pass inside Cook there. They had a foul away from the play. Looks like Cook's going to go to the line again, and we call her number often. Sharon Cook now draws a foul.
Well, what we're looking at now for Durham, Ken, is if you've seen the last two times that they've come down the floor, Goodhouse is setting up outside the three-point, taking advantage of those mismatches in there from the guards.
Key foul as well. Beal with 3 fouls, and Billington also with 3 fouls. Durham, no fouls yet in the second half. And Goodhouse from 10 feet on the baseline drops it down. She now has 11, and it's a 3-point game. Durham has scored all 7 points of the second half to draw within 3.
Great start, just what they were looking for. Ken, come out of the gates fast. They're controlling the tempo. They haven't let Mohawk up off the mat yet.
Off the mark there, Miller, Wayne this time. Here's Goodhouse. It's a 3-on-1. Here come the Lady Lords. Goodhouse tried to get it across to Cook and couldn't. Billington with the ball. They slow it down there. Miller, unfortunately, is going to be called for over and back.
Looks like she might have gone over on her ankle a little bit there, Ken. We'll have to see how Cherawati's doing on the bench, because if Miller has to come out, that leaves one person to bring the ball up.
Well, she does appear to be limping right now and favoring that. Trying to stop quickly at the half and avoiding the over and back call. She might have rolled it a little bit. Appears to be okay now. Here's Beal inside. Nice dish off. They go baseline. Gudgeon, nice tic-tac-toe play there. The Mountaineers finally hit the score sheet in the second half.
Well, they gave Beal a little extra time at the top of the key that time, and whenever you give her a little bit more time, there's always a chance that the people down underneath are going to get open.
Cook saves the ball back here. Here's Jasbeck taking it to the hole, lays it in nicely left hand. Melissa Jasbeck, 6 points on the game now. Jasbeck, the direct entry student in the sports administration program. Try to get inside. Here's Gudgeon again against Jasbeck. Fights inside. Jasbeck's going to be called for this one as you see her roll back on the floor there. Tough play. Jasbeck tried to go straight up, but was still called for the foul.
With that vertical position rule, it's always open to the ref's call, discretion, and don't always get it when you want it as a player like that. But she's doing a great job getting back in position on defense like that, though, Ken.
That first one goes there for number 33, Leanne Gudgeon. She now has 9 points. A bucket here will give her double digits on the game. And she hits both. And it's a 5-point Mohawk lead. And quickly after making those two, Gudgeon checks out. Jen McNaught, number 43, checks back into the game. McNaught with 6 points in the first half for Mohawk. Here's Miller, looks to go inside. Jasbeck, nice first step there, takes it up strong. They battle for it underneath. It'll stay Durham ball. Quick first step by Melissa Jasbeck.
She's taking a page out of Julie's book and also taking it right to the hoop.
Nice inbounds pass there. Goodhouse tries to one-hand it, gets it through. Rebound underneath. And that's Jasbeck, number 42 again. 6 points in the second half for Melissa. She now has 8 points in the game. It's a 3-point lead for Mohawk. Working the perimeter here. Here's Knox taking it against 2 people. She wins the battle against Goodhouse there and drops it down. Kathy Knox with her first bucket of the second half. There's a shooting touch we've seen all season long, and we're familiar with seeing Goodhouse. Nothing but net there. 13 on the game, and it's a 3-point lead once again for the Mountaineers.
Just shows how diverse an athlete she is, Ken. Playing the game inside, underneath the basket, outside taking those shots. Really tough to guard.
Goodhouse is going to take the foul there. Coach Rainbow didn't want to see that, picking up her third foul. 14:22 remaining in the second half. Goodhouse picks up her third foul, just the team's first of the second half. So no foul trouble as far as that is concerned, but Goodhouse now with 3. Oh, Beal nice just there. McNaughton left alone in the paint. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Beats Wayne to the ball. They battle for it again. Thompson fronts up. Adams wins that. There's Miller now, fresh 30. 24 on the shot clock now. Beal closely guarded. Pressure zone from the Lady Lords. Nothing doing right now for the black shirts from Mohawk. 12 on the shot clock. They're in trouble now. And Wayne picks the ball up. Stolen back again. And a fresh 30 for the Mountaineers.
Durham acting pretty tenacious on defense in there, Ken. They're doubling up on the ball and forcing Mohawk to reverse the ball to get the good shots, but they're swinging the zone over there really fast.
You see St. Nick in the stands there doing a little pre-Christmas work here, taking time out from checking his list twice and taking in a Durham College basketball game here on Rogers Community 10.
That was
always great to see Santa out. They go to the floor there. Jasbeck battles one-on-one with Billington. Excellent coverage there.
Beal going for 3 points there, Ken. I guess the coach is giving her the okay to do that this half.
Green light for Beal. Certainly can shoot from that range, off the mark there. Durham ball. They can cut it to one here, or a tie with the three-pointer. Look for them to move the ball inside. Their strengths have been inside, and here comes Kalinda Thompson. Fortunate turnover there for the Lady Lords. It'll go over to Mohawk. Beal gets the ball right back, and Durham needed to take advantage of those situations. 13-12 remaining, second half. Here's Billington controlling the top now. Knox, nice inside of McNaughton. Nothing doing there. Guarded closely by Jasbeck. A lot of ball there, but however, a foul is called.
I don't know. Jasbeck's getting some great position inside. They are getting the ball in there, which is not allowing McNaughton to turn and take that easy shot. McNaughton, great, not contested, but a little bit of traffic, and she's having trouble getting that ball up against the glass.
That'll be Jasbeck's third foul. McNaughton at the line. Misses the first, she'll get another. Off the mark again, they battle for it. Durham ball, 3-point lead. This is where Durham has to take advantage. 3 consecutive possessions down by 3. They haven't been able to cut into that Mohawk lead.
I think the game is going their way right now. They've got it at their pace. Coach Rainbow going to call for the timeout just to reinforce things that he's talked about at halftime, I think.
Coach Rainbow with the timeout. The Lady Lords cutting back into a 10-point deficit at the half. They trail only by 3 with 12:57 remaining in the second half. It's Mohawk 42, the Durham Lady Lords 39. You're watching OCAA college basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers response line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers response line, 436-3500.
Coach Rainbow certainly had a talk with his troops regarding movement of the ball on offense. They've managed to create all kinds of openings. Second half, they've continued to do that. They've managed to capitalize a little more in the second half, and that's resulted in what we see right now. It's just a 3-point deficit. They've managed to cut a 10-point lead by Mohawk down to 3.
What's really amazing about that, Ken, is they've been doing that without Cherwadi and actually without Jen Jones. I mean, we haven't seen her in the second half, and they're cutting into this lead. Usually she's a key player that they look to perform well in a game, and she hasn't seen any action yet in the second half.
Well, certainly must be some concern in the Lady Lords bench with Cherwadi's knee. Jones out as well, seeing a lot of playing time this season. 2 starters that started both of these games have really contributed. Aren't seeing any time right now. The Lady Lords are going 8 or 9 deep on the bench, and it's a 3-point deficit. They look to cut it to 1 right now. Durham with the ball. Here's Thompson. Tipped away there. Dangerous pass along the sideline. Look for Durham to run some screens here to free someone up. Goodhouse, as you mentioned, trying to free herself up, playing a lot of perimeter ball. Coach Rainbow's had her on the outside moving in. Tough pass there. I don't know how it got through, but it did. 22 on the shot clock. Jasbeck swings it. Here's Miller. 15 on the shot clock here. Tough pass there at the feet there for Thompson. They go to the floor. Turnover city there. We talk about turnovers. Not exactly what Coach Rainbow wanted after that timeout. We talk about opportunity knocking at the door. 4 consecutive trips down at 3 down and came away with nothing.
Well, Sharon Cook's back in the game now, Ken, and I think that's one of the reasons that Coach Rainbow put her back in. There's a little more time. There she goes with the steal again.
Here's Cook right back into the game, right to the hole. A little hard off the backboard there. Miller just missed it. Here comes Beal. Nothing for Adams there. It'll go out of bounds off Knox. Looked to be off Kathy Knox as well. However, it's going to stay Mohawk ball. 22 in the shot clock. No rim on that last shot attempt. There's Billington, McNaughton inside. They square up and capitalize on keeping Mohawk outside. They haven't been able to penetrate too much second half. 10 on the shot clock now. Goodhouse is going to come away there as Billington tried to feed it inside.
Great defense, great ball movement. We're seeing some really good basketball right now.
Goodhouse 3-point range. Here's Wayne. McNaughton one-on-one. Wayne, the ability to beat her, used her dribble up, however. Here's Goodhouse now. 13 on the shot clock. Miller will take it now. 10 on the shot clock.
Durham's had a lot of success up in that elbow area of the key. They're trying to force it a little bit too much, though.
That foul's going to go against Cindy Miller, number 20. Good foul, however, resulted in, rather than a bucket and a breakaway, a foul. Just Durham's 4th, and it's just Cindy's 1st in the game. 42-39, 3-point lead for the Mountaineers. Here comes Brenda Billington, number 4.
Durham's doing a real good job of keeping the ball in the perimeter. Beal has been ineffective so far this half. Hasn't scored a point.
McNaughton, short Knox, and tough McNaughton still inside. She manages to find a way to get the ball up and in. McNaughton, number 43, now with 8 points on the game. Here's Miller, guarded by Beal. Picked up her dribble, in trouble now. Gets the ball back. Here's Wayne. Partial break here with Beal getting caught out of position. They go inside to Cook. Turnaround jumper. It doesn't go. 11:01 remaining in the second half. Durham not being able to capitalize the last 6 times down court.
Right now, I think they're suffering of that, not having that pure point guard to bring the ball up and orchestrate the offense the way that the Coach Rainbow and Duggan would like it to be.
There's Goodhouse, stolen by Beal. The ball will go down the court there. Could have been an over and back call at half. Here comes Adams. 5-point lead for the Mountaineers. .15 in the shot clock. Mohawk working the perimeter once again. The foul away from the ball is going to go against Sharon Cook. That'll be her 2nd personal foul. Durham's 5th of the second half. Mohawk ball underneath with a fresh 30-second shot clock. Just 12 seconds on the shot clock when that foul occurred.
Well, and here comes Cherawati again. Apparently, Coach Rainbow's decided that it's about time we got her back in the game. See how her knee holds up.
Well, Cherawati, 1 minute and 16 remaining in the first half, came out with a knee injury. She's now back into the game after sitting the first almost 10 minutes in the second half. Heidi Wainwright now suffering on the short end of an elbow on that particular play. Doubly painful as well. She also gets called for a foul.
McNaughton's been having a strong second half, Ken. Looks like she's starting to take charge in that pain area, giving Durham some fits underneath the hoop.
McNaughton now 0 for 3 from the line. And she adds 1 of 2. And it's a 6-point lead for the Mountaineers. Here's Cherawati trying to force it up the sideline. She had lots of room to reverse the ball. However, it goes out of bounds. It'll be the Mountaineers' ball once again. And Durham yet to score in the last 4 minutes. They made a great run to start the second half, Paul, but they haven't been able to cut the lead back less than 3. And they now trail by 6 with 10-12 remaining second half.
Exactly. And now Mohawk with a well-rested Leanne Gudgeon back in the game. She looks like she could... There she is with the ball, taking control underneath the hoop. Just misses that shot.
Jasbeck clears. Excellent rebound there. 9 rebounds for Jasbeck on the game. Here's Cook this time. Finds a hole there. A little bit too far for Cherawati. Jasbeck's going to be on the other end of it. Muscled inside. Lots of contact. The ball goes free, and here comes Adams. Heidi Wayne chasing quickly back down court. She's going to be called for a foul. That'll be Heidi Wayne's third. It'll be Durham's seventh, which puts the bonus light on the clock, and Mohawk will go to the line here shooting 1-and-1.
Now coming into the game, the Mountaineers, number 5, Michelle Carrier. Now going into the game, number 5.
Adams at the line here for Mohawk, looking to add to the lead. 9:40 remaining at first half. Adams 50% on the year, misses that one from the line here. Billington with a fresh 30 here. 6-point lead Mohawk. Durham has to start capitalizing on the offensive end. Doesn't go there. Jazbeck, rebound number 10. She's in double digits and rebounding. Here comes Colleen Cherwadi.
Jazbeck's having a really strong game out there, Ken, and she needs to take a little more control under the boards, just like that last rebound, to give Durham any chance of keeping that, cutting into that lead again.
That 16-foot jumper there for Colleen Cherwadi lets it be known she's back in the game. 4-point lead, and Durham broke the ice on that after not scoring for 4.5 minutes. Cherwadi going to take that foul. That's Colleen's first, team's 8th. They're into the bonus. Checking back into the game for the Lady Lords is number 23, Jackie Green. Kathy Knox at the line, a Bishop Ryan graduate studying nursing at Mohawk College. And she hits both. Smooth shooting touch there for Knox. Little pressure now after scoring the free throws. Goodhouse trying to beat it. Probably not what Coach Rainbow wants. Manages to get it over half here. And they set up the half-court offense with 22 on the shot clock.
It's twice that Cherwadi's been trying to dribble it to the right side and lost the ball out of bounds off her feet, Ken. It looks like she may be having trouble moving that right leg still a little bit.
Favoring a little bit, needs to pass the ball. A little more passing, a little less dribbling will be the cure for that. Cherwadi playing a heck of a game. Gutsy effort on that taped right knee now.
This may just be what Durham needs right now. Beal out of the game, Yee back in the lineup. See if they can put a little more pressure on Mohawk now.
Gudgeon, big boards there, defending against 2 Lady Lords in gold. They try to tie it up. Here comes Billington. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Green rips it down. Having a jump call there. Green battling inside with the skyscrapers underneath. Not afraid to go underneath. Durham ball on the possession arrow. 6-point deficit. Here's Cherwadi. That's how they break the press. Here's Goodhouse. Look to reverse it. They square up and set. 20 in the shot clock. Cherwadi now with the ball. There's Jazbeck. 15 feet, doesn't go. Green rebound underneath. It's blocked. Wayne with the rebound. She takes it up, and it's going to be a jump ball.
Looks like we may have some pressure coming up here against Mohawk from the Lady Lords.
Little pressure here. The Lady Lords a little late with the trap here, and Heidi Wayne is going to be called for a blocking foul. Just a little late on that, trying to get the trap on the baseline.
They have to realize that if they're going to be contesting that ball coming up the sidelines, which is where they want them to bring the ball up when they're offering pressure like that, they've got to get there first, get a foot on the out-of-bounds line, and that way they're going to make sure that that ball cannot get taken across center without the ball having to be reversed.
Sherry hit the line here for 2. Misses the first correction. That was only the 9th team foul for the Lady Lords, so it was 1-and-1. She misses. They tie it up here. Jump ball. Durham's next team foul will be the 10th, which will signal 2 shots. Wayne checks out, checking into the game now for Durham, number 15. Vanessa Gibson seeing her first action of the game. Full court pressure from Mohawk. There's Cherwadi. They had a blocking foul there. Number 4, Brenda Billington. Comes up there. Tough hit there. She was moving on that particular play. Cherwadi again trying to dribble. Got a break there. 7:54 remaining in the second half. Mohawk 47, the Durham Lady Lords 41. There's Goodhouse wide open. Can't leave her open too long. Nothing there. Probably surprised she was that open. Very surprising to see Goodhouse miss net there. Full court pressure now from the Lady Lords. Let's see what will happen here. Tough there. Had a hand on the ball. Called for the body. Foul called there to go against Sherwadi. Her second. Team's 10th. Now we hit the 10 mark. As far as bonus fouls go, it'll be 2 shots. And going to the line will be Sherry Yee of Mohawk, number 32.
Got to give Mohawk a lot of credit, though, Ken. They, with that Durham comeback early in the second half, they really didn't fold. They've kept into their game plan. They're trying to get the ball into the elbows and work the ball down to McNaughton and Gudgeon down underneath the hoop. And really, if they're not making their opportunities, they're getting back on defense. They're forcing Durham to move the ball. And if Durham doesn't seem to, if they're not recognizing that they have to reverse the ball, they're not getting any good shots.
Yee struggling here from the line here, looking to make 1 or 2. Off the mark there, misses both. Certainly Coach Rainbow happy with that. 6-point lead. Mohawk out front. Durham looking to cut it to 4. There's Goodhouse, loses the battle there with Carrier. Goodhouse will chase her down with 3 fouls. Checked at the last minute. Goodhouse makes it. And away come the Lady Lords. Here's Jasbeck. Green taking a baseline, and she gets called for a double dribble. And here come the turnovers once again. Costly for Durham. They need to slow it down a little bit, try to work the middle. Durham down by 6. Durham has outscored Mohawk 15-11 in the second half. Here's Yee McNaughton this time. McNaughton off the glass, kisses it home. 5 points in the second half. McNaughton now with 11 points in the game.
There's that scoring being distributed evenly amongst the Mohawk players again, Ken. That's one of the things that Mohawk was strong with coming into the game.
Goodhouse, nice idea there. Gibson couldn't quite handle the pass. Mohawk ball, 7:01 remaining second half. You're watching OCAA college basketball action. Division I action on Rogers Community 10. Here's Yee at the top. Green on her. McNaughton left wide open at the foul line, and he can't leave her open. She's automatic from there. 7 in the second half, 13 on the game. 6:42 remaining, and now Mohawk has reclaimed their 10-point lead. Jasbeck, Cook squares up. Nicely done there. Can't get it to go. Green ball right at her tips. Didn't see it. And it's going to go over to Mohawk.
Need to see Durham work the ball a little bit more. They're getting a little congested underneath the hoop, all trying to, everybody wants the ball, everybody wants to score, but they're not working the plays the way that the coaches have diagrammed them, I'm sure.
Here's Cook, all alone here. She's got somebody with her. It's Jackie Green. It's a 2-on-1. Cook right to the basket, can't get it to go. Green does grab the rebound straight up. Unlucky for the Lady Lords there. Doesn't go. We're under 6 minutes to play, second half. Here's McNaughton, nice hand. Gudgeon done a nice job in the baseline all game long, and she makes another excellent move baseline. Gudgeon lays it in. She now has 12 points in the game.
It's always tough to contest those passes from postmen to postmen in there, over the guards, and Gudgeon and McNaughton seem to be dominating the second half for Mohawk.
Gudgeon called for that one there. That'll be her second. Team's 5th this half. Still not in the bonus yet. Durham ball underneath. College basketball action erupts in January, February, leading to the Final Four basketball championships. The 1995 OCAA men's and women's Final Four basketball championships will be right here at the Durham College Athletic Complex, March 3 and 4. The top 4 men's and women's teams in the province vying for the OCAA championship title, and a trip to the national championships in March in Nova Scotia. The CCAA National Championship Finals for both men and women will be televised live on TSN in March. The road to the National Championships runs right through Oshawa. Rogers Community 10 will be there all season long to bring you the coverage. Basketball fever starts January 10th in the second half. We've had a great first half here on Rogers Community 10. Lots of basketball action yet to come, Paul. The All-Star Games right here, January 21st. Don't miss that if you're a basketball fan. And the Final Four basketball championships, March 3 and 4, right here.
Going to be an exciting time, Ken, when we get 1,200 fans in here, high school, public school age, from colleges all across the province, bringing their mascots in, lots of competitions. And it's a great time of year. I mean, everybody looks forward to it, and everybody knows when it's on. Doesn't matter where you're from. You know that March, basketball madness.
If you're a basketball fan, make sure you catch both of those events. Also, January 10th, the game of the year, men's basketball action-wise. Humber College ranked number 1 in the country. Durham number 5 in the country. The first time 2 nationally ranked teams in the top 5 will meet in the regular season. Most often, they only meet in the national championships. What a game that's going to be. January 10th, right here, Humber against Durham.
I think that Coach Vincent will be excited to get John Tate back in the lineup for that game as well. I think that'll make a big difference, and maybe the only reason that's keeping Durham from cracking the top 5 in the national rankings.
All right, you are there. We take a look at Coach Rainbow. Coach Rainbow, 5:05 remaining, wanting to get his troops back into it. Certainly like to see his team switch back to the first 4 minutes of the second half, which worked quite well. Durham outscored Mohawk 7-0 to open the second half. They now see themselves trailing by 12, and they need to get a bucket quick. They need to get some pressure on the inbounds after a bucket and put a bit of a run together here to get back and make a game of this.
Well, Mohawk made a good defensive change there when Durham got within that 4 points for the first time. Made that defensive change where they started doubling down on the blocks, stopping that reverse pass, getting the person out a little, keeping them high at the foul line, making sure the ball couldn't be easily reversed. And that's been the difference, because when Durham can reverse the ball, Mohawk's a little slow getting to the other side, and they've been managing to get the layup off of it.
Well, 5:05 remaining. Rainbow sends his troops out there. It's Cook, Wayne, Goodhouse, Miller, and Jasbeck. For Mohawk, it's Knox, Carrier, Yee, Beal, and Jen McNaughton. 5:05 remaining, 12-point lead. Durham looking to cut in here as Heidi Wayne goes to the line. And she hits that. Back to 10 points right now. Just what Durham needed. Beal, Goodhouse comes up quick. Beal runs out of room there. She'll have to stop. She doesn't. Likes to shoot. That's what Durham wanted. Loose ball here. It'll be a new 30-second shot clock as Miller guards Beal closely. We're under 5 minutes now. Here's Yee. They swing it. Beal, three-point range. Has an idea. 15 in the shot clock. Seven on the shot clock now. Back to Beal. They need to get something away. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and it'll be a turnover. Durham ball.
Just what Durham needed. Some tenacious defense, keeping the ball on the outside. Get that turnover. Give them a chance to cut this lead down to 8 points.
Here's Miller. Beal guarding her closely. Jasbeck one-on-one. Nice pass inside. Goodhouse squares, turns. Can't get it to go. Jasbeck there with a hand on it, but it'll be Mohawk ball here. Here's Yee. Right to the basket, coast to coast for Yee.
Great drive by Yee, taking the ball cross center. A couple of defenders in her way, no problem.
It's Cook right back. I'm not sure what she had intended. I think elected to pass, saw the lane sealed, had to shoot for risk of a traveling violation. Hey, it'll go over to Mohawk here. 55-43, 3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining, second half. Here's the trap they wanted. There it is. Goodhouse. Beal gets by that. He inside. Might have got a traveling call there. However, the foul came first. Looks like it's going to go against Cindy Miller.
I tell you, once they get that first pass inbounds and they get the ball to Beal, if there's only one person to beat at center, she does it every time. And then a great feed into the post there to Yee. And unfortunately for Durham, they fouled her. They're going to have to try and get 2 people on that trap at half-court count.
Here's Yee, makes the first one. She'll get another. And Yee good on both. 14-point lead for Mohawk, their biggest lead of the game, and Durham now faces a situation where they must score, and they must score often. 3:40 remaining. Cindy Miller at the top. Here's Jasbeck, beats her man nicely. Goodhouse squares up, jumper, doesn't go, rebound. Jasbeck battles for it. She's not going to get that one. Jasbeck all over the boards, both offensively and defensively. Quite impressed with her play so far tonight.
She's had a really strong game getting back. She's usually the first one back on defense, and just showing how the Lords need to keep that packed underneath the hoop to get those boards.
There's Beal. He left wide open. 15 in the shot clock. That'll go over to Durham. Gold ball here. The gold uniforms of the Durham Lady Lords. They need to come back here 3-10. They need to get a couple quick ones. Goodhouse definitely a three-point attempt opportunist. Miller can shoot the three, as can Heidi Wayne. And it'll go to the timeout. Cook signals timeout. Rainbow gets what he wants. A timeout Durham Lady Lords. 3:05 remaining to score. Mohawk 57, the Durham Lady Lords 43. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
Hi, I'm Barb DiGiulio from Sports Radio, the Fan 1430. Be sure to watch Goal Line with Roger Lajoie on Rogers Community 10.
And we see the crowd rolling in here. Excellent crowd on hand. We expect one of the largest crowds of the year next to the home opener, where over 900 fans attended the opener. It's also Durham College Lords Food Drive Night. Admission is complimentary if you bring a non-perishable food item. All proceeds going to the Durham College annual Christmas Food Drive. Diane Goff, the principal organizer behind that at Durham College. All proceeds and donations at the door will be produced and sent and totaled up in the Durham College Food Drive. The Durham College Athletic Department is pleased to be involved with that. In fact, instead of a $2 admission ticket, a non-perishable item will get you free admission. See the crowd getting bigger and bigger, approaching our second half action. Today's second half game will feature the Mohawk Mountaineers in the West Conference against the Durham Lords. Coach Kerry Vincent's squad 12-3 on the season. That's coming up shortly on Rogers' second half doubleheader action from the Durham College Athletic Complex. Here's Miller. Miller at the top, works the ball. Beal steals it here. Unfortunately, it's a 2-on-none break. Brings it right in and lays it home there. 16-point lead, 2:50 to go. That's not what Durham wanted.
This is really surprising, Ken, especially since that's Beal's first bucket of the second half.
Here's Wayne, left wide open. Jump shot doesn't go. Have to get position. Durham didn't on that particular play. They look tired. Here's Yee, 2:33 remaining. Beal inside. Durham definitely looking tired right now. Here's Cook. Ball stolen away, and that was a definite result of slow feet. Cook had to take the foul there, and 16-point lead now, 2:24 remaining, and Mohawk has now put it in high gear.
Mohawk with 3 people on the bench. They've been substituting regularly, keeping the troops fresh. Definitely had a game plan going in here against Durham tonight.
Beal will go to the line here. She's had a strong game. Aggressive player, Nikki Beal is.
Definitely, as we said, she's ranked 7th in the conference in scoring right now. Takes control of the game. Type of point guard every coach would want.
This is the first one here. Durham definitely needs to score quick now, as we talked about. Here's Miller, 2:21 remaining. Have to score quick and often now. Miller pulls her dribble up there. She's stuck now with the ball. Gets it to Green. Billington had a strong game, number 4 as well for Mohawk. What a guard combo here. Shelley Lang, not to mention one of their other guards, not even in the lineup. She missing a knee injury tonight. She'll also miss the rest of the season, which is too bad. Mohawk's really done a good job compensating for her loss.
Well, with the depth that they've shown tonight, it still looks like they could go a long way this year in the conference. And the game plan that they set out and they've managed to use against Durham tonight is definitely something that can carry them through the rest of the year without Shelley Lang.
60-43, Miller stolen away there right out of her hands. Nikki Beal goes the full length of the court. No doubt about that as Beal lays it home. She's in double digits now with 11 points on the game. Here's Wayne, dishes off. Jasbeck takes it. Nice pass inside. Jackie Green, she draws a foul. Nice feed there. Wayne to Jasbeck. To Green, she draws a foul and goes to the line to shoot two. And Coach Rainbow needs the clock to stop right now. However, a 19-point deficit may be tough with 1:36 remaining. A timeout on the floor right now. Coach Rainbow signals a timeout. 62-30, direction 62, rather 43 Durham. 1:36 remaining. Mohawk in high gear here. They're cruising. Mohawk will be cruising now to their 5th victory against just one loss. A loss in this game right now will be Durham's 5th of the first half. They'll head into the Christmas break at 2-5, perhaps one game shorter than Coach Rainbow wanted to.
I definitely think that the first half of the season is going to be a little bit disappointing to the coach, but there's been a lot of good signs for the Lady Lords. The other thing is he is getting a lot more players into this game than he has in the past couple, shown a lot of promise. Look forward to the 10th against Humber. I think that there's some good things to be seen from the Lady Lords, and second half of the season, I think they'll be able to prove something.
The biggest thing right now, Coach Rainbow, as you mentioned as well, I've seen a lot of positive things. They've covered the ball. They haven't turned the ball over as much as they did 1 week ago. However, they have done a good job taking the ball inside and shown signs of life on offense and moving the ball inside and outside. And Coach Rainbow has to be pleased with some of the signs he's seen, especially heading into the Christmas break, things to work on to open the second half, the all-important second half, where the top 6 teams out of 9 make the playoffs. Durham sitting in 7th place right now, 1 spot out of a playoff spot.
Well, I think for Durham to get into that playoff spot where they're looking at Jasbeck and Heidi Wayne, Sharon Cook today, good indication of a player that's ready to play in the second half. I really think that these players have come a long way since the first practice of the season, and things can only get better.
Green misses the mark there. Sports and Men student is Jackie Green. Direct entry, second year, hometown Mississauga, Ontario, and attended Streetsville High School. Green having a tough time at the line, gets that one to stick. 1-2. Clock's running now, 1:35 remaining. Has to be full court pressure here. Here's Miller on Beal. Have to. 20 on the shot clock now. They got to get the ball back quickly. Look for Durham to foul quickly. The only thing tough about that, though, Durham's in the bonus right now, 2-shot bonus. So any foul Durham makes will result in 2 foul shots automatically for Mohawk. Here's Wayne, wide open. Should have shot the ball there, elected to pass. Wayne, we got to see Wayne shoot a little more. Just off the mark there. Number 12, Stacy Thurman, just misses. They battle for it. Knox, loose ball. Miller wide open in the key. Unlucky and can't get it to go. That sums up the night there, in and out.
Definitely been a factor this half. A lot of Julie Goodhouse's shots bouncing around the rim, not going into the cylinder. A factor, definitely a factor when she isn't scoring 18 to 20 points a game.
Here's Beal here, chase down. Nice pass to Billington inside. Pulls up left hand and lays it home. Academic now with 45 seconds remaining. It's a 20-point Mohawk lead. Here's Miller. Tipped away. Billington all alone again. Left hand. Let's see the big left hand for her. Doesn't go. Beal to follow. And who better than that combo to end the game right now? 28.6 seconds remaining. A 20-point Durham lead. Beal will go to the line here for 2. And what a turnaround. Durham trailed by 10 at the half. They cut it back with a 7-point run to open the second half to trail only by 3. That was the opportunity, Paul, they needed. They had several opportunities to get back in the game. Just couldn't quite push it past that 3-point deficit.
It's definitely been a factor. The Billington-Beal combination is taken over the game the last 7-8 minutes. It's been a coach's dream to just watch 2 players take over the game, and basically they decided the outcome. They decided that Durham was not going to win.
22-point lead, 26 seconds left. Look for Durham to look for some three-pointers here. Clock's a ticking. Shot clock not a factor now. Mohawk was well on their way to their 5th win of the season, 5 of 6 for head coach Earl Begg. Coach Rainbow squad will drop to 2-5. They'll remain in 7th place. A win tonight moves Mohawk into a 2nd place tie with the Fanshawe Falcons from London. 1/2 game behind Humber College, who sits in 1st place with a record of 6-0.
I don't think that was a play that Coach Begg wanted right now. Carrier taking the foul with only 17 seconds left in the game. Looking just to kind of let the time go and finish this game off.
Goodhouse hits there. She now has 14 on the game. 6 points below her season average. Doesn't go there as well. Knox clears, 16 seconds remaining. A win here. Mohawk has taken the last 4 or 5 meetings between these two teams over the last 3 years. This is their first meeting of the year. And make that 5 of 6 now. It's in the books already. 9.5 seconds remaining. Goodhouse picks up the foul. That's Julie's 4th. And who other than Nikki Beal goes to the line for Mohawk to close out this game at the line. And Nikki drops that one down. 9 seconds. Here's Goodhouse. Look for Julie to hit the 3. Goodhouse just short of the mark there. 4 seconds. Thurman saves. It's blown down there. 2.7 seconds remaining. Paul, story of the game so far.
Story of the game. Missed opportunities by Durham. They had a great chance at cutting into that lead, and they just couldn't take advantage of it.
The horn sounds. Beal runs out the final 3 seconds. It's in the books. The Mohawk Mountaineers defeat the Durham Lady Lords in the first half of our doubleheader action this afternoon. Mohawk 68, the Durham Lady Lords 45. Durham with a 10-point deficit at the half fought back. Ran out of steam with about 14 minutes remaining in the second half. Couldn't quite catch up. Mohawk with their 5th win of the year. They now move to 5-1. The Lady Lords dropped to 2-5. Paul, your closing comments on today's first game.
Gotta like the look of Mohawk. I think they definitely have a lot going for them going into the second half of the season. McNaughton taking control of the boards just long enough to let Beal get back into the game, even though she had foul trouble. Beal Billington, the story of the game, take control the last 10 minutes of the game. Really shut down Durham's guards and didn't give them any opportunities at all.
Well, Paul, certainly positive from the point. Coach Ernie Rainbow and his squad certainly seeing some positive effort as far as the Lady Lords rebounding from a tough effort in London Friday night, a 37-point loss in London against the Fanshawe Falcons, bouncing back tonight and playing against a very strong Mohawk squad from Hamilton, who was, in fact, came into this game at 4-1. However, they ran out of steam in the second half. Durham with some positive signs they'll take into the second half. They'll open up the second half of the OCAA season January 10th right here. They'll play host to Humber at 5:30. The men will also take on Humber at 7:30. And again, Paul, all together the Durham Lady Lords cut their turnovers down. It just wasn't enough against a strong Mohawk team. We'll see what happens in the second game of our doubleheader. Today's TSN Player of the Game for Durham College, sponsored by Rogers Community 10 and the Sports Network. Today's Player of the Game goes to Melissa Jasbeck of Durham College, an outstanding player. Melissa, today's Rogers Community 10 TSN Player of the Game. Paul, closing out the first game, my name is Ken Babcock. We'll be back soon with the second half of our doubleheader. For Paul Doucette and the entire Rogers crew, we'll be back with second half action of our doubleheader, Mohawk Durham, in a moment on Rogers Community 10.
Do you have an upcoming sporting event that you'd like advertised free of charge? Well, you can get your message into almost 74,000 homes across Durham on the Goal Line Upcoming Events billboard. Just call Tom at 436-4141 or leave your name and phone number on the Rogers response line at 436-3500 and we'll get back to you. It's as easy as a phone call and there's no charge. The Goal Line Upcoming Events billboard, only on Durham Region's Spirit of Sport. Goal Line. Get with the program. Please call the Rogers response line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers Response Line, 436-3500.
Back with second half doubleheader action from the Durham College Athletic Complex. Lady Lords going down to defeat in the first game today against Mohawk. Men's action's up now. We're moments away from tip-off. And Paul, as always, we talk about the Durham Lords, nationally ranked all season long. They come into this game number 8 in the country. In fact, when we talk about Durham Lords, we talk about Augusto Duquesne, who is the Rogers TSN player of the game one game ago last week. In fact, he had 38 points in that game. The Mohawk Mountaineers come into this game with a record of no wins, 2 losses in conference play. Mohawk plays in the West Conference. Durham heading into the game with a 3-1 conference record, 12-3 overall. And Coach Kerry Vincent very pleased with what he's seen so far in the early going.
What's really great to watch about Augusto is you don't realize he scores as many points as he does. Like, you look at the game sheet at the end of the game, and he's got 32, 38, 36 points, and you sit in the stands and you watch it, and if you're not keeping score, you just don't realize that's how many he scored.
Talk about Durham Lords, in fact, all season long nationally ranked. The Durham Lords right now cruising along with a 3-1 East Coast record as far as the Eastern play goes. Durham only loss of the season came at the hands of Algonquin in the nation's capital. We take a look at the men's CCAA national rankings. Humber College ranked number 1 in the country. We see the power of the OCAA right now with 4 teams ranked in the top 10. Sheridan sits right now in 6th, Algonquin in 7th, Durham in 8th. Right now the national rankings a powerhouse as far as the OCAA goes.
It's incredible the way that the OCAA has gone along this year. You see Algonquin 3-0, handing Durham their only defeat. Tough game fought up in Ottawa. Could have gone either way.
Really could. 92-88, the Durham only loss of the season came at the hands of Algonquin in the nation's capital. They'll be back here in the new year on February 3rd. Look for a big rematch here at the Durham College Athletic Center. The West Conference, Humber College, a familiar team at the top of the West Division standings. Sheridan 1-0. They've had 2 games rescheduled, and they'll be played back in the second half. St. Clair, a surprise this year at 4-1. The surprise, though, we'll take a look around the OCAA a little bit later at scores from last week, but the game of the week, last Friday night in London, Fanshawe College, almost an upset of the century. Humber 90, Fanshawe 88 at London. Unbelievable game. Fanshawe heading into that game 1-2 against the number 1 team in the country. We take a look at the scores from around the OCAA. 1 week ago, what a powerhouse. Second half, we saw Durham 104, Centennial 70. Centennial then rebounding 2 nights later to upset George Brown by 1. And we take a look at Algonquin 96. They had a big win as well over Cambrian 79. And the West Conference as well. There's that game. Humber 90, Fanshawe 88. Outstanding game. St. Clair also a strong team from Windsor in the West Conference. We've got an exciting basketball season underway here. The road to the Final Four leads through Durham. The road to the national championships leads through Durham as far as the OCAA goes. The winner of the OCAA championships on March 3 and 4 right here at the Durham College Athletic Center will advance to the national championships in Nova Scotia on March, the second week in March. And what a year it's going to be basketball-wise. And it starts with Rogers Community Transaction. We've had a great year so far. It continues on. We got a dandy coming up. We're moments away. Paul, your final comments before tip-off.
OCAAs are shaping up to be great this year. One of the unfortunate things is that only 1 team gets to go to the Nationals. One team, so it's going to be a great Final Four.
Well said, it really is. We talk about national championships. The first goal tonight is a game by game. Coach Vincent reiterates all the time. We take a look at Augusto Duquesne. What a season he has. Since leaving the national team from Cuba, he's had a tremendous year. Such a pleasant young man. He's doing very well in school and really adapting well to college life. And he has really been a force as far as the OCAA goes this season. We're moments away from tip-off. The Durham Lords 3-1. The Mohawk Mountaineers 0-2. This non-conference game. on Rogers Community 10 will come up soon. Before that, however, we'll be joined shortly by the Robert Thornton Primary School Choir from Whitby, who will be singing the national anthem. We'll be back shortly on Rogers Community 10.
Hi, I'm Barb DiGiulio from Sports Radio, the Fan 1430. Be sure to watch Goal Line with Roger Lajoie on Rogers Community 10.
From the Dr. Robert Thornton School, please rise to your feet.
We're moments away from tip-off now. Special treat tonight. The Robert Thornton Primary School Choir from Whitby will be singing today's national anthem and an excellent crowd on hand. Let's listen in. Rendition of Canada's national anthem by the Robert Thornton Primary Public School Choir. We're moments away from tip-off here, and what a great way to start a basketball game.
Well, I think it gets the crowd into it early, and all the college students and the parents, they really appreciate Durham College for hosting this type of event, getting the kids involved from the schools. It also gets a message of the college involvement in the community out there, and I think the parents realize that Durham College is more part of the community than just some school for people from out of town to go to, that we really want to put things back into the community.
Well, I think you had it correctly there. Durham College is very interested in getting involved in community events like this. And as we see Santa rolling across, the kids having a lot of fun. They're going to take part in a game here. And it really is nice to see electricity in the air in the building here. We're moments away from tip-off. For Durham will be Sherlon Chance, number 52. Adam Esterbrook's number 12, who had a solid game 1 week ago against Centennial. Number 31, Kendrick Hopkinson. Number 43, Patrick Johnson. And of course, number 40, Augusto Duquesne for Mohawk. Number 12, Kirk Alfaro. It'll be Mike LaRose, Dave Griffin, Sam Magic, and Paul Peterson to start it off. Your referees for today's game: Mr. Eric Kane, Mr. Peter Stychuk, and Mr. Danny Lee. Here comes tip-off. Great crowd on hand. The final basketball action before the Christmas break from the Durham College Athletic Center will resume play January 10th. We're going to tip off, and we'll look for an exciting event tonight.
Just a little background on Mohawk. They did have a really good showing here, losing in the semifinals to Cambrian College at the tip-off tournament. Close game. Mohawk, not a lot of depth on the bench, I don't think, but they've got a very solid starting lineup, and look for them to give Durham a good run.
So you see a crowd packing in here at the Durham College Athletic Center. Great crowds all season long. If you hadn't had a chance to get out and see a game live, do so. Plenty of games coming up in the new year. For ticket information, you can phone the Durham College Athletic Department at 721-3040. Group rates and discounts are available. Nominal fee admission is only $2 to each single game. And plenty of school publicity promotions are available as well. If your school contacts the Durham College Athletic Department, your class or team can also come out to see a game free of charge along with your team. Durham College getting very involved in the community, and a part of it is individual situations like the Robert Thornton Primary School Choir. What a great job they did.
Just waiting for the for all the kids in the stands to get into the stands, and referees and players being very patient. Once again, it is nice to see this many kids out, and just a few more minutes and I'm sure we'll have everything organized here.
Well, it's a jam-packed gymnasium right now. Hey, there's St. Nick at the door greeting everyone coming in. St. Nick's had a long night, doubleheader action here in Rogers Community 10. St. Nick has weathered the storm. He's got a long trip ahead of him right now. We're set to go with tip-off. Just moments away. We'll be getting underway shortly. Talk about basketball action. January 21st of 1995 OCAA basketball all-star games right here at the Durham College Athletic Center. East versus West. The top college men's and women's basketball players in the province right here. Doubleheader action on that Saturday will also include the three-point shootout ball and the OCAA's best mascot competition.
Just while we're waiting, Ken, we've had the opportunity to watch Durham go up against a couple of university teams this year, and what do you think of the quality of basketball in college now, getting a little bit higher there? We're looking at colleges being able to compete with universities, whereas before they always couldn't.
Well, no doubt, taking a look at Coach Vincent right now as assistant coach Gord Wallace. Coach Vincent would attest there is no difference between university and college right now. The top college teams can compete one-on-one as far as basketball goes. Humber defeating Ryerson in the final there. Can-Am Classic 1 week ago will attest to that. Durham also with a 20-point victory over the University of Ottawa this season will attest as well. Durham also beat Queen's University by 10. So competition, caliber of play is improving all the time. The OCAA, as far as caliber goes, can compete on an even level with the top universities in the province. Coach Vincent will attest to that. Durham opens the score there, 2-0 lead. Durham, as always, likes to jump out to an early lead. Their forte is defense. Coach Vincent preaches defense, defense, defense. And what a second half they had against Centennial, outscoring them 60-26 in the second half to run away with a 104-70 win 1 week ago here on Rogers Community 10.
And there was Adam Estabrooks with the first bucket, and Adam Estabrooks with the steal down on defense. The player that I would pick is the guy who really ignited them last week against Centennial.
Well, Augusto opens it up. Doesn't take him long to get on the board. Now he's averaging 30.5 points per game. And believe it or not, that's second in the OCAA East Division scoring. Lester Jones of George Brown, 33.5, leads the way. Here's Augusto. Looks to be favoring his hand a little less than he was 1 week ago. There's Patrick Johnson finishing the lane as Augusto not afraid to run the floor at all. And you see as well, Augusto, no tape on his hand after favoring it the last two games. I'd hate to see what he's going to do tonight. 29 and 38 points respectively with that heavily taped hand his last two games. 2-point field goal there by number 3, Mike LaRose, just inside three-point range. 6-2, Durham leads in the early going.
Looks like Mohawk's trying to take it at the key early and then kick it outside for that shot, because they definitely can't match up on the inside.
Tough to defend that Sherlon Chance. When he gets the lane and post and two hands strong, takes it up. No doubt about what he's going to end up doing, and that's putting a bucket in. Here's Sherlon with a rebound. Henrik Hopkinson, Metro All-Star point guard, number 31, controls the offense. Here's Johnson, nice dish inside. Who else? Sherlon Chance once again. Nice feed from Johnson and a bucket.
Man, he takes up a lot of room there. You get him that ball and he can work well from underneath and behind the board. It's amazing how he can get the ball behind the boards and get that ball out in front, and scores 90% of the time.
Work the middle there. Behind the back pass there. Managed to get through everyone. And that was number 12, Kirk Alfaro. Nothing doing, however, for Mohawk. And here comes Patrick Johnson. Henrik Hopkinson so quick on offense. Moves it. Here's Estabrooks wide open from 15. Off the mark. Chance with a big rebound. Turnaround jumper. Doesn't go. Estabrooks underneath. He finds some space inside. Augusto has it. He'll make sure of it for 2. Augusto DeCasti with 4 points. And Augusto's made a habit of big first halves. He's averaged 17 points in the first half of every game he's played this season. Count them, 15 games.
Do you think the rest of the league knows that he's left-handed yet?
Well, they have. They're sure to find out soon. Augusto Not afraid to take it with his right hand either. So tough to stop Augusto Duquesne, and what a find he has been for Coach Kerry Vincent. And he's really fit in nicely and adapted well to college life. His academics are going very well. Spoke to Coach Vincent again this week and talked about his success. He's actually picking up the defensive part of the game, which was his only, if he can find a weakness at all, and Augusto was his defense, and he's picking up on that quickly.
Definitely something that he had to work on early, and he's managed to come along and slowly catching up to the rest of the team.
Nice move inside there. Number 43, Dave Griffin, to lay it in. 12-4, 8-point lead, Durham, 16-26 remaining in the first half. Kenrick Hopkinson, nice dish there. Patrick Johnson takes it up. Collision, no call there. Coincidental contact on that play. Here comes Alfaro. Hopkinson, Alfaro, the matchup right now. Left-handed, it looks like Alfaro.
Right now we got a matchup with Augusto, Paul Peterson, who's guarding him on the inside down on defense, but plays outside on offense. And Augusto is not accustomed, I don't think, to guarding out by the three-point line.
Sam Magic hits for two there. Kendrick Hopkinson brings the ball up. What a year he's had so far. Kendrick, suffering a sprained ankle in early season training camp, has rebounded nicely. Chance can't get it to go there. His first miss, he was perfect from the field. And here come the Mountaineers once again. LaRose with the ball. Dish off there, help from Chance. Another bucket there by number 53, Sam Magic. He has 4 in the game, and it's now a 4-point lead for the Lords. Lords ranked number 8 in the country, have been ranked nationally all season long. Number 5 is our highest place in the rankings right now. Augusto, 10-feet jumper. Tough to defend against that.
No, he just gets up there, he elevates, keeps the ball well above his head, and most guys that go up to try and stuff him, they end up getting fouled.
That ball's going to go airing off the iron there. Number 43, Dave Griffin from three-point land. Doesn't go. 6-point lead. We've played 5 minutes in the first half now. We talk about Durham Lords being nationally ranked. The Durham Lords right now on a 2-game modest win streak. Their record at home, the most important factor for Coach Vincent. One factor that will certainly prove a big help for the Lords. Big rebound inside. Augusto Duquesne finishes off what Kendrick Hopkinson started for 2.
Paul Peterson having a lot of difficulty with him underneath. There's no way he can keep him out.
Checked away there. Estabrook steals. It's a 3-on-1. There's Johnson. Look for the loop here. Dishes it off. Had Augusto wide open. Johnson elects to give it to Estabrook. I'm sure Augusto wanted to see that for maybe some jam time there. And Johnson draws the foul there. Patrick Johnson's first foul, team's first, correction, team's second of the first half. Mohawk ball here, but Durham with a quick start, 12-3, but a perfect 8-0 at home. Durham at home all season long has been a factor that Coach Vincent likes in the win column. The big thing that spells a little bit of an ace in the hole for Vincent. Durham College playing host to the OCAA championships in March. Right here, that home court advantage could prove to what puts Durham on the map as an OCAA champion this year. But first off, it's a long season. It really is.
Definitely a long season. Coach Vincent likes to take it one game at a time, but unfortunately for a team like this, it's really tough not to look ahead.
Talk about Augusto as well. 38 points a week ago. Augusto twice has challenged the all-time single-game record for points in a game by a Durham Lord. And that record is now 21 years old. It was set in 1973 by Bob Burley. He had 39 points in that game. Augusto with 38 a week ago had a chance. They were trying to feed him. It was pretty exciting, but couldn't quite get that extra bucket. Big block there. Johnson back. Here's LaRose. Stops and pops from 15 off the iron. Oh, big rebound there. Tries to get the roll. Doesn't. He's had the roll so far, and that's Griffin. They battle away. It's going to go off a Sherlon Chance, and it's going to stay Mohawk ball.
Tenacious in there. Peterson, Magic, and Griffin for Mohawk. It's the only way to do it is to try and gang rebound against the height and the size advantage that Durham has.
It's in bounds. Here's Johnson. Here's Augusto with him. Johnson this time dishes off. Nice hands there. Took it right out of his back pocket. Johnson, nice pass there. And Augusto lays it in. And Augusto, with his patented first half explosive scoring, now has 10 points. He's in double digits already. Off the glass, here's Hopkinson. Lord's always looking to run. They capitalize so well. Anybody who saw the second half 1 week ago in Centennial could certainly attest what an explosive team the Lords have. Here's Augusto. Nobody on him there. He's uncontested. He's going to shoot that all day. 12 points for Augusto now. Augusto, a profile on CFTO's Sports Beat with Joe Tilley 1 week ago. An excellent piece on Augusto and his plight right now to stay in the country and also get an education here at Durham College. Johnson trying to hustle. Outstanding effort by Patrick Johnson. However, Mohawk comes away with the ball here. Turnaround jumper. Sam Magic leads all Mohawk scorers with 6 points.
Durham tried to put on that press that worked so effectively against Centennial last week, and Patrick Johnson almost turned the ball over there, and they had another uncontested layup, but the pace is picking up, and it's to Durham's favor.
Augusto keeps it alive off the glass, uses the glass well, takes it back up and in. 14 points in the first half. And Augusto, whether he likes it or not, is well ahead of record pace right now. Triple team there. In big time trouble is Sam Magic. Jump ball. Possession arrow in the favor of the Mountaineers here. Magic checks out. Back comes Griffin back into the game with 2 points. Magic checks out, leading all Mohawk scorers with 6. Wide open from 3. Sets up, but just can't get it to go there. And a little bit off the mark was Paul Peterson. Here's Hopkinson. Estabrooks. Johnson, nice dish inside. Sherlon Chance trying to find some room and does. Can't get it to go. Out of bounds. It'll stay Durham ball.
I tell you, Ken, it's been nice to watch the progression of Patrick Johnson since the beginning of the year. Came off a really big season last year. Took it a little more upon himself beginning of the year. Thought he had to score. Figured out that there was a lot of guys, a lot of talent on this team as far as scoring went. And boy, when he decides to feed, he decides to feed.
A foul call here. We're not quite sure what it is. Augusto gets called for a foul. It's an unusual call. However, the basket does go. We were looking for a foul, probably an extra free throw from Augusto, but it goes over to Mohawk. Basket counts. 16 points on the game for Augusto Duquesne, and it's a 12-point Durham lead with 11:25 remaining. And Augusto's going to pick up his second foul quickly here.
Durham quickly noticed that Paul Peterson was playing outside more, so they switched it up, got Sherlon Chance out on him. Put Augusto back under the hoop where he belongs.
Here's Griffin at the line. He's got a bucket already. Let's see what he can do from the line. Off the mark there, 68.3% from the free throw line for Griffin. Misses the first one. He'll look to add one here and try to cut into this Durham lead. That bucket goes. Griffin 1 of 2. 11-point lead. Here come the Lords.
24-13 or 11-17.
That ball goes out of bounds there. Mohawk ball. Another excellent crowd on hand. Durham College creating a lot of excitement in the community, basketball-wise and volleyball-wise, with volleyball and basketball action on Rogers Community 10. Elementary school teams getting involved, high school action. Leading into a great January 10th, Humber College in town, doubleheader action, women and men. The men's game, the game of the year as far as men's go. The first meeting between two nationally ranked teams of the season in the CCAA. Nice bucket there by Adam Estabrooks. Adam actually showing no worse for wear after taking a vicious elbow last week. And his shiner seems to be subsided. A wicked elbow Adam took playing defense. And he's rebounded nicely. Double team there. Excellent play. Hopkinson to Johnson. Back to Hopkinson. Can you do it any better than that? Tell me you can't.
Man, those guys are pretty to watch. Probably one of the best guard tandems, not only in the province, university or college, but in the country. I mean, when those two start working together, pressure defense, passing the ball on offense, creating opportunities. two of the best guys to watch.
Just so quick. Hopkinson that time, he knows it, signals there with his right hand, but so quick. As soon as the guy's in trouble, double teams there, triple team, and it's instant O as soon as the ball goes the opposite way. And what a thrill it is to watch these guys perform day in, day out. And they can go deep. Coach Vincent not afraid to use his bench. In fact, right now, checking into the game, Gary Oak, Bill Laron, Dwayne Forrester, Rayford Perry, and Rick Jordan right now. And Rayford Perry, a story last week, 3 3-pointers, 13 points, an outstanding game.
Great move under the hoop there by Dave Griffin. He's got 5 points on the game. Not afraid to go inside the paint against the big guys.
Here's Rayford, not afraid to shoot the 3 either. It holds the all-time single-game record in OCAA history with 7 3-pointers 1 year ago in a game. Here's Oak. Jordan inside, Dwayne Forster, turnaround jumper, the first-year forward from Lamoureux, not afraid to shoot it. And Dwayne certainly likes to play above the rims as well.
I definitely think he's been the big surprise this year for Coach Vincent. A lot better player than I think that he expected coming in, and he's really contributed to this point.
There's Forster with a big rebound. We talked about Dwayne, the first year of the journalism program.
Rick Jordan with the easy outside shot there, uncontested, doesn't miss a lot of those.
Rick Jordan, nice player, had a big game last year for Coach Vincent off the bench in the bronze medal game, a 91-81 victory for Durham over Sheridan at the nation's capital last year at the championships. 15 points for Rick Jordan off the bench, and he's seeing a lot of playing time, picking up a lot of minutes vacated by Justin Fontaine, the perennial all-star who graduated this year. Justin returned this year for his 3rd and final year to get his diploma. And Justin's minutes have been picked up nicely by Rick Jordan.
Definitely. I think Rick understood his role last year and decided to apply himself and make this year his year. And he's really he's made the most out of it, making a lot of great plays, playing a lot of minutes for the coach.
Turnaround, Gary Oak battles hard, can't get it to go, hustles after it. Always looking for this steal. Bill Laron quick in there. Bill Laron, the Ottawa native, in his 2nd year, also had a great bronze medal game, contributing 8 points off the bench. Here's Griffin, 1-on-1, beats Oak to the baseline. That bucket's going to go. Nice play there by Dave Griffin. 7 points for Griffin. He's going to go to the line for 1 more.
Dave Griffin showing a little quickness to the right side there. Gary Oak not able to keep up with that quick first step, and we can hear Kerry Vincent, coach of the Lords, yelling about a switch right now. So I think Dwayne Forrester and Gary Oak will be switching checks now.
Griffin completes a 3-point play there. 8 points in the game. He leads all Mohawk scorers. High scorer in the game is Augusto DeKesney now on the bench, resting with 16 points. Rayford Perry dishes there. Oak all alone from the top of the key. Short, can't get it to go, and away come the Mountaineers, number 5. Back O'Farrell, this time 3-point range. Off the back iron there, they battle for it. Big rebound there, number 53, Sam Magic.
That is Gary's first of the game. 8:04, 30-21.
Inbounds, no shots in that play. Griffin inbound.
Remember tonight is Geo Proctor night because we're going to be drawn to those 3 finalists at the second half.
Score 30-21 right now, Ken. Mohawks staying into it a lot more than I thought they'd be able to.
1995 Geo Proctor.
Actually, we do have shots coming up here. It is bonus time. Durham hitting the bonus limit of 7 fouls. 53, Sam Magic going to the line here, trying to cut into this 9-point deficit built up by the Lords. And he hits the first. Only 1 of 2. Bill Laron with the rebound. And Rayford Perry slows it down to set up the half-court Durham Lords offense. Look for Rayford. When he's open, you can't leave him open. He'll shoot the 3. Forster tries it in. Tried to take it with him. Pickpocket out of his back pocket there to bounds. It'll go Mohawk ball. 8-point lead. 7:49 remaining in the first half.
7:41.
By the way, contact foul there.
My goodness. Off the rough underneath that basket.
Solid contact underneath the basket. Going to the line here is Carlos Camegna, number 5 for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Being called for the foul on the play. The Lord's player number 4, Wayne Forrester, 19 of the game. Going to the line for Mohawk is number 5.
And the bucket doesn't go there. He misses the first.
Come on,
Correction on number 5 for Mohawk on the uniform change there. Ryan Biernes, number 5 for Mohawk. 1 of 2 from the foul line for Ryan Biernes. Apologies to his family for the name correction. Really set the tone right now foul shooting wise. Mohawk not capitalizing like the Lords are. Here's Jordan, left side, so quick. Turnaround jumper, skies, doesn't get it to go. Gary Oak battles underneath. And away comes, oh, nice pass there, inside. Big jumper, Sam Magic, an excellent play by Dave Griffin. Mesmerized me there for a moment. Sam Magic hits there, he's now got 9 points on the game. 6:58 remaining, it's a 5-point lead.
Griffin and Magic really taking advantage of not having a gusto to contend with inside, but Dwayne Forrester, Gary Oak doing a good job in there.
Forrester can't get that one to go, and away come the Mountaineers. Here's LaRose. Dishes it off. Magic on fire. Number 53, Sam Magic. 11 points on the game. It's a 3-point lead, and they've crept back in this one.
I don't think Coach Vincent thought that it would be this close this late into the first half, but when you look at the Griffin and Peterson and Magic trio, they're really doing a great job in there. A block there by Peterson.
Well, Peterson's going to bring up a foul in his name on the score sheet here. Number 42 with a block. Rayford Perry will go to the line to shoot 2. Rayford in his first season with the Lords in graphic design program, a graduate of Lamoureux High School. And Rayford, a story here, led the OCAA East Division in scoring 1 year ago for Centennial, transferring programs a year ago under the OCAA transfer rule. He'll be at the line to shoot 2, but not before a timeout right here. We're going to take a break. 6:26 remaining in the first half from the Durham College Athletic Complex. The score, Durham 30, Mohawk 27. You're watching OCAA basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers response line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers response line, 436-3500.
Now we take a look at St. Nick enjoying today's action, and as always, Durham College being a big part of the community. Santa Claus making a special visit, giving out candy canes, and I know I got my candy cane when Santa paid us a visit over at our booth here. And what a great crowd on hand at the Durham College Athletic Center to see this final game before the Christmas break and the final game of the first half of action. Brought to you on Rogers Community 10. Coach Vincent really relaxing tonight. It's a non-conference game, but it does count in the national rankings. Coach Vincent getting a lot of guys in here right now that haven't seen a lot of playing time. But Coach Vincent not afraid to go with these guys and giving them some valuable playing time right now.
Here we see Ian Bentley checked into the game. Ian out of Belleville. He's hasn't had a lot of playing time this year to this point, but he really is a solid player. At the line we have Rayford. As you said, Rayford's a graphic design student out of Scarborough playing for the Lords. Amazing to see how many shots he can get off from the perimeter at his size.
Certainly the smallest guy on the card. One of the smallest players in the OCAA, but hasn't deterred him from being one of the long-range bombers and so effective. Chooses his spots. He very seldom misses from three-point range. Rayford hits 1 of 2 there. 4-point Lords lead. 6:22 remaining.
We go with the Lords picking it up. A little full-court man looking for the trap.
Always there's Jordan just a little bit off LaRose, just inside three-point range, off the mark. Ian Bentley, as we talked about, number 50 checking into the game for Durham. Bentley, a story from Belleville, from Moira Secondary School seeing some playing time in his first year. Good kid, really enjoying his college career so far, enjoying Durham College and college life.
It's an important part of the Durham team. You see a lot of cohesion on the court, and being involved in the school as I am, I see them together all the time. This team is a team that sticks together on the court and off the court, and I think that adds a lot to a team's the way a team their chemistry on the court. Because if there's a lot of problems off the court, you know, it seems to bring it to the basketball game, and those are the teams that aren't very successful.
You see Paul Peterson creating his own space, hitting a jumper just inside the foul line there. It's a 2-point game, 31-29, Lords lead. Moving the ball so quickly, 17 in the shot clock. Stolen away, Dave Griffin. Bill trying to catch up. Griffin takes it to the hole, lays it home. Strong first half for Griffin. He's now in double digits, number 43 with 10 points. We're tied at 2 as we quickly take a look at the scoreboard. What was once a 12-point lead is now a tie ball game.
Oh, what a great
turnaround bucket there, Mike LaRose. How sweet it is for 2, and it's a 2-point Mountaineer lead. Here's Jordan, turn around here. Nice dish inside. Bentley just got a hand on Peterson. Great defensive play there. And they get a timeout call there. Mike LaRose wisely gets a timeout for Coach Barry Hutton of the Mohawk Mountaineers, a veteran coach of the Mountaineers. In his 13th season behind the bench with Mohawk College, a timeout. 4:38 remaining. It's a 2-point Mohawk lead. What we want to talk about now as far as Durham College goes, All-Star game, we've talked about the OCAA championships. Durham College right now an opportunity for schools in the community to have members of the Durham Lords and Lady Lords and members of the Durham Lady Lords and Lords volleyball teams visit their schools for a mini assembly, talk about importance of staying in school, talking about what it's like to be in college, what their goals should be, and also assisting with the technical thing. The players are available by calling the athletic department. You can actually call myself at the athletic department or one of our assistants and have the team or a number of the players and our mascot come out to your school and actually get involved and teach some technical skills in a short assembly. Great way to get involved with the community. It's really been a success since its inception 5 years ago.
I think the school kids really enjoy the program. It gets them involved, gets the Durham athletes involved to that type of atmosphere. Only helps them scholastically as well. A little public speaking, a little clinic work, and as can be seen after every game, it's evident how well respected they are by the kids in the community, by the way the kids all run up to them for autographs.
They really do. It's exciting to see. We also talk about Durham College and its community interest. We've talked about it before, but right down to the elementary school level, high school, numerous high school events with LASA, DICE championship events. We're getting into OFSA mode over the next 3 years as well. Durham vying to host some OFSA events. But this year, the Durham Elementary Athletic Association's basketball Final Four, that 3 goes. Paul Peterson opens up a 5-point Mohawk lead. But as I mentioned, the DEAA Final Four basketball championships go in April. The road to the Final Four for elementary basketball supremacy will be decided right here on this court. The big court, the same one the college players play on here at the Durham College Athletic Department, and that's going to be an exciting event, and the kids, I'm sure, are going to be thrilled to get to this game and play on such a big court.
I think so. I don't think they're used to playing with this much room behind the backboards, and just the fact that the stands actually hold a certain amount of people as compared to the public school systems. It'll be neat to see the reactions when they walk in here.
There's great support, a jam-packed place at Sinclair Secondary School a year ago. Anderson's hosted before. It's a packed place. You can't get a seat. And what we're going to have here is probably a packed house for the elementary school basketball championship games. And what a thrill that's going to be for these kids.
Chris Teeter just hitting from the elbow there to bring the Lords within 1 again.
Don't also forget as well, coming up in March, the Durham Regional Police High School East-West Basketball All-Star event right here at the Durham College Athletic Department at the end of March, first week in April. And that'll be an exciting event. It's developed into quite an event over the year. It also highlights the Durham Region High School Slam Dunk Championship. So be sure to catch that as well. There's Griffin to inbounds here, 15 on the shot clock. Fair traveling violation. Peterson one step too quick there. 3:24 remaining. Mohawk still clinging to a 1-point lead. Here's Bentley, one-on-one, shut down by Magic. Rayford left wide open, and something you don't want to do because it's pay time. Rayford Perry hits for 3, and it's a 2-point Lords lead. Here's the Durham press. Exciting press. And referee Danny Lee and Eric Kane conferring on that. It did go off Rick Jordan. It'll be Mohawk ball. Number 14, Al Safreda with the ball. Coach Vincent and Coach Hutton exchanging some fun jabs at each other in that particular call. There's Peterson from 3. Doesn't go. Not a great play by his part. Not following his shot there as it goes off the iron. And here comes Rayford Perry. Forrester swings out. Swing it wide. Jordan left wide open for 3. Off the mark. Perry battling it inside. He's not afraid to go up with the big boys. However, he's going to be called for a foul. Hard to believe, but he went over the guy's back.
There's no way that he should get inside there like that, especially when he's boxed out. But I tell you, he is one of the most competitive guys on the court.
One of the interesting statistics right now, we take a look at the foul situation. Durham College signaled in the first half right now with 2:35 remaining. Durham called for 12 personal fouls. Mohawk just 2.
No, it's been corrected, Ken. There's 9 on the team right now.
Actually, correction has been made. Just a little slip of our score sheet here. Threw us off for a moment. 9 fouls, 1-1. Griffin will shoot. Once they hit the 10th, however, it will be 2 shots.
Griffin 3 for 4 from the line, having a great first half.
Here's Perry now, 1-on-1. LaRose matching up. Tough to keep track of them so far as defending Rayford Perry. They've got LaRose on him now. Nice play inside. Ian Bentley's going to take the bucket. It goes. What a great story. Ian Bentley has played the fewest minutes of any of the Lords on the squad. Bentley makes it count, making the time right now and making sure he makes the most of his time on the court. Bentley hits for 2. He's going to have another to complete a 3-point play.
Definitely can. It's a long season, you know, that second half, all-important second half. And if Ian Bentley, if he can show Coach Vincent right now that he can play those quality minutes, he may get in there when the Lords really need him.
Well, the Belleville native, certainly a pipeline developing more, a high school or secondary school correction rather, from Belleville, feeding in some players, key players. Coach Vincent certainly pleased with Ian Bentley's play thus far and the quality minutes. He completes the 3-point play. Members of Ian's family and friends from Belleville made the trip down for today's game. We're real pleased to see that. And I believe we have a foul on the play. 41-37, Durham leads. We're going to go to the other end here for 2 shots. We're now in the bonus situation, 10th foul. They're now over the 2-shot limit. 2:20 remaining in the first half. You're watching OCAA college basketball action from the Durham College Athletic Center on Rogers Community 10. LaRose just short on that one there. 4 points in the game for LaRose. It's a lot of minutes for head coach Barry Hutton. One and 2 for LaRose. That'll bring them within 3 right now. We're approaching the 2-minute mark, first half. Here's Rayford Perry against LaRose. Forrester pops out. Teeter now in the game. Chris Teeter, that is, number 55 of the Durham Lords. Nice move inside. Bentley turn around off the back iron. Teeter with the big rebound. Doesn't go. They battle away. Jordan has the ball. Finds some space. So quick handling the ball is Rick Jordan. Nice dish. There's Teeter inside. Looking to finish the play and just can't get it to go.
Lots of excitement under the boards there. A couple of guys that don't get a lot of minutes. Chris Teeter, Ian Bentley, making the most of it. Banging around in there and grabbing the ball. it's just the way that the coach wants them to play, and if they want to get more playing time this year, that's how they're going to have to play. And hey, they played that way in high school. There's no reason why that they can't play it at the college level.
They've really stepped it up now. They certainly play above the rim, these guys, and what an exciting squad the Lords have. Coach Vincent's gone 12 guys deep. We talk about depth. All 12 Durham Lords hit the score sheet 1 week ago in a 104-70 win over the Centennial Colts. Teeter at the line, and Entertainment Admin his second year. Hometown Erin, Ontario. Two for Chris Teeter, 42-38, 1:44 remaining. LaRose takes it right to the hole. He gets it to go. Nice bucket there by Mike LaRose.
Once again, Dwayne Forrester going high there. He had 1 point against Centennial, had 5 block shots in about a 2.5-minute period. Tough guy to score on.
There's Bentley, baseline 1-on-1 against Peterson. Tries to pop it back out, does. Stolen by Biernes. 2-on-1. Here's LaRose. He's wide open to take it in. Doesn't go there. Teeter takes it back down. Perry with a rush. It's a 3-on-2. Peterson, nice try to save it. Quick reaction there. I really like this call. Peterson and Mohawk. Quick reaction. Great anticipation on that play.
If you watch closely, him and Dwayne Forrester having a great little physical matchup inside there. Oh, it looks like Peterson's now taking Chris Teeter.
There's Forrester. A little bit too long on that trip. 42-40, Durham leads, 1:10 remaining, first half. Also a reminder tonight, the GEO OCAA sweepstakes finalist draw. 3 lucky winners today will have an opportunity to become a finalist for the grand prize elimination draw January 21st. Someone at the All-Star Games right here at Durham College on January 21st will win a brand new 1995 GEO Tracker convertible 4x4. That draw coming up today's game. 3 lucky finalists from Durham College will have an opportunity to win that car.
Tell you, Mike LaRose going coast to coast there. A couple dribbles between the legs, going through 3 Durham players to convert that.
There's Forrester, nice dish. Tried to get it to Bentley. It's picked off, and who is none other than LaRose, the player of the game in the last 3 minutes. LaRose trying to do a little bit too much there. Bentley saves it. 29 seconds on the game clock. Teeter inside, and he's fouled from behind. Huge foul. Teeter, a big boy there, handles it well. Teeter at 6'5" and built solid will go to the line here for 2 shots. 24.9 seconds remaining. We're tied at 42. Fans enjoying a first half here. Some would like the first half 1 week ago where Centennial led by 4 at the half over the Durham Lords.
Definitely. I think you can expect the same thing from Durham in the second half today. Just a little bit more depth on the bench, and they're going to go in there. They'll discuss the first half, and I'm sure that last week's game will be on their minds when they talk about a game plan for the second half.
Teeter misses the first. He's 50% on the night. And he hits the second one to put Durham up by 1. Here's LaRose. Alfaro left wide open, 22 seconds. Shot clock not a factor. Here's Peterson right to the hole, throws it down.
I don't think that anybody expected that, Ken. I think that came out of nowhere, but shows the leaping ability of Peterson.
Certainly lit it up there.
I tell you, some quick feet, and they're in this game.
Jordan comes right back for 2, foot just on the 3-point line. 1 second to go. Long range bomb there, just off the mark. Rick Jordan puts the Lords back up at the half. They hustle into the locker room. The score at the half, the Durham Lords 45, the Mohawk Mountaineers 44. The teams head to the locker room right now. We'll be back shortly with second half action. You're watching OCAA college basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
Do you have an upcoming sporting event that you'd like advertised free of charge? Well, you can get your message into almost 74,000 homes across Durham on the Goal Line Upcoming Events billboard. Just call Tom at 436-4141 or leave your name and phone number on the Rogers response line at 436-3500 and we'll get back to you. It's as easy as a phone call and there's no charge. The Goal Line Upcoming Events Billboard, only on Durham Region's Spirit of Sport. Goal Line. Get with the program. Please call the Rogers Response Line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers Response Line, 436-3500.
We're back, second half action. Tip-off moments away. Durham 45, Mohawk 44. The final OCAA college basketball action of the first half. We talk about a first half here where Durham saw all 12 players into the lineup for Coach Vincent, obviously trying to get as much playing time for his team as possible in this non-conference game. Durham with a 3-1 record heading into the Christmas break. Look for Durham to stay in the national rankings. They're number 8 in the country right now. Look for Durham to see it come out right now, probably with the starting lineup and starting 5 back in to try to pull away from Mohawk in the early going of the second half.
Yeah, I definitely think Coach Vincent wants the win. Don't think he's out here just to have a little bit of an exhibition game. It's nice to get everybody involved, but like you said, that being in the national rankings is a big thing for this team. They want the momentum going into January, and they're not going to let this game slip by.
Really, we'll see tip-off in a moment. The GO finalists were just drawn. 3 lucky names will be in hand representing Durham College at the 1995 Basketball All-Star Games right here, January 21st. A great event. We've talked about it before. We'll also talk about the first half here, scoring-wise. We look right now at head coach Kerry Vincent getting his troops ready for the second half. And we talk about leading scorer Sam Magic, leading the way for all scorers for Mohawk with 11. Dave Griffin, 10, had a great first half, as did Mike LaRose, who poured in 9. For Durham, Augusto DeKesney, 16 points in just over 8 minutes of play. Led the way. Durham College with 10 players hitting the score sheet in the first half.
It's exciting to see that everybody's getting involved in the game. A big surprise to watch Dave Griffin and Sam Magic from Mohawk College putting on a little bit of a show with the help of Mike LaRose. Mike LaRose, big on the steals, big on the boards, making things happen for Mohawk.
Here's Estabrooks. Jump shot. Johnson doesn't go. Plays underway second half, and Mohawk will control. Starting 5 back in there. Estabrooks, Kendrick Hopkinson, Patrick Johnson, Augusto DeKesney, and Sherlon Chance. There's Augusto, likes to run the floor, can handle the ball well for a big guy. There's Johnson, 20 on the shot clock. Hopkinson wide open. He'll hit for 3 there. Doesn't go off the back iron. Dave Griffin with the rebound.
It's kind of rare to see Kendrick launch it from up there. He's usually brings the ball up the floor, sets up the offense, acts like a general, and then runs back and plays defense.
And a nice bucket there, number 53, Sam Magic. 13 on the game for him. And it's a 1-point Mountaineer lead. Here's Johnson, 1-on-1 against Griffin. Estabrooks now. Chance, nice play inside. Johnson with a finger roll for 2. And Patrick hits for 2. It's a 1-point Durham lead. Alfaro LaRose again. Nice dish inside. Just beat Johnson to the baseline there. Peterson lays it in. He now has 11 points on the game, including a big dunk in the first half. Hopkinson 1-on-1 with LaRose. Beats him. Alfaro trying to help out Kent. Ball's up there. Augusto wins the battle there and kisses it off the glass. He'll win a lot of those battles. He now has 18.
Surprisingly quick off the ground for a big guy too. Gets up there and he's tough to stop. Keeps that ball well above his head.
Johnson runs the floor so well. Power forward. Nice pass. Estabrooks turnaround jumper. Can't get it to go, however. Estabrooks likes that fadeaway jumper, his forte. Here's Alfaro. Chance tries to double team. Can't. Stolen there. Estabrooks with a great defensive stand there. He strips the ball away. And here comes Hopkinson, always pushing, always looking to find a seam. So quick with the ball. It's like a string's attached to it. Estabrooks nails it, following quickly after his own rebound in case it didn't, but he hits. It's a 3-point Lords lead.
You might as well just count those. If you're going to give Adam any time at all and he just stands there and nobody's going to contest him, I mean, he can hit them from anywhere.
10-second violation call there. Another outstanding defensive play. The Lords coach Vincent, I think, likes that as much as a three-pointer or a breakaway dunk. He likes that 10-second call.
I think that Durham just showing the same 1-2-1-1 press that they instituted last week against Centennial that gave them those quick 50 points in the second half in that 7-minute period. And I tell you, if they're going to put it on Mohawk, Mohawk better figure out how to break it real quick, or it's going to be a long second half for the Mountaineers.
Estabrooks tries to wind it underneath. Baseline, battles for it. Great second effort by Adam Estabrooks.
Definitely a team leader, tenacious in there, intense from the get-go of every single game that they play in.
They swing it again this time, swing it wide. Peterson, 18 on the shot clock. Jump shot over to Duquesne. Can't get the roll. Two guys there. Estabrooks comes down with it. Here comes Hopkinson. So quick handling the ball is Kenrick Hopkinson. Jordan from three, right at the top of the key. Nice kiss off the back iron. It goes. Signaled by the referee. His foot was just on the line. It counts as a 2. 55-48. Durham leads. Back over violation call there against Mohawk. Durham again with the ball. So we'll take a look at Augusto here. Smile on his face. What an outstanding season he's had for the Lords so far. Much more to come. Estabrooks. Johnson, top of the key, takes it right to the hole. Nice play. Follows the basket. Won't count. However, Patrick will go to the line for 2.
One of the things that Patrick's really learned this year is when to shoot, when to pass, when to drive. And I tell you, 90% of the time he takes it right to the hoop.
We got a Mohawk timeout right now with 16:03 remaining in the second half. The score, Durham 55, Mohawk 48. You're watching OCAA college basketball action on Rogers Community 10. Taking a look right now, Coach Vincent, we talk about career statistics. Coach Kerry Vincent, his 11th season in the OCAA with a career mark of 115 wins and just 52 losses. Coach Vincent, an outstanding career collegiately. Coach Vincent, as we take a look right now as well, born in Louisiana, an American, taken his college level at the university level. He's coached out west at the collegiate level. He's also coached in the CBA with the Alberta Dusters as part of his coaching career. His 11th season in the OCAA. A lengthy coaching career, and not to mention as well, Coach Vincent, an outstanding player during his playing days, playing professionally over in Europe.
One of the things that I learned about Coach Vincent back in '89 when I played here for the Lords was when he coached up in Canadore, facing them in the regular season and in the OCAA finals, and losing both times to a team that on paper probably didn't match up against us, but he can really throw some things at you that you're not ready for.
Well, he certainly loves the defensive game. Coach Vincent lives on the defense. Not afraid to see the explosiveness of their offense either, but boy, the Lords, when they turn it on, can really do damage defensively.
Johnson is going to be shooting from the line with 16:03 remaining in the game, 55-48.
Johnson at the line here, leading by 7, looking to add to it, and he does. He'll have one more. Augusto keeps it alive there. Magic takes it ahead, and it's Griffin one-on-one with Patrick Johnson. Oh, Patrick plays it like a fiddle, takes it away from him. Dish off here, it's passing time. Estabrooks finishes it off, and boy, can they run the floor.
Patrick Johnson really made that play happen there. Just stood his ground on defense, let the offensive player make his move, and there was nothing he could do. He was there. He forced him underneath the hoop, and that's just some great defense.
Johnson stolen again here. Sees Jordan all alone. Jordan's going to take it to the hole. He'll lay it in, controlling the ball there. Rick Jordan for 2. Johnson again had everything to do with that particular play. Magic pulls up to the J, doesn't go. Here's Jordan. Signs of the big run they put on Centennial on Tuesday 1 week ago. A 40-11 run by the Lords puts Centennial on the short end of a big 34 decision. We turn the ball over there. Johnson has a smile on his face as you see Patrick.
I think he's enjoying himself out there. They know when they're playing well. They know when things are clicking. And that's the thing about this team. You know, they're playing well. There's Coach Gord Wallace, assistant coach in his second year with Durham. I think Coach Vincent let him run a few things here, get him involved as well.
And ball go on the baseline. Another excellent crowd on hand here. Well over 700 fans in attendance at the doubleheader today. We talk about Ryan Biernes back outside here. Number 3, Mike LaRose. Augusto got a piece of it, number 40, but the bucket goes, and it's a 10-point Durham lead.
Not too many people take it right down the throat of the key when Augusto's standing there.
Hopkinson back at the top. They run the left side now. Johnson, nice dish, all alone. Adam Esterbrooks, automatic from 12 feet. 8 points in the second half for Esterbrooks, 12 on the game.
Patrick Johnson seeing the floor just superbly right now. I mean, his passes are on. He knows where everybody is, and that's the sign of a great three-man. Knows exactly where everybody is on the floor at all times.
Viewers watching today's game as well, be sure to catch Goal Line, Rogers Community 10 local sports show on 3 times a week. Tuesdays at 8, Thursdays at 7:30, and Saturday afternoons at 12 noon. Join host Roger Lajoie with Goal Line 3 times a week as they tour across the Durham region, reporting on local sporting events throughout Oshawa and the Durham region. That's Goal Line 3 times a week right here on Rogers Community 10.
Ryan Biernes with the 3. Didn't really expect that. We don't know too much about Ryan, but looked good there.
Esterbrooks wide open. Didn't know how wide open he was. Didn't feel any pressure. Johnson, nice pass inside. Who else but Augusto de Kesney? He lays it home. He's now got 20 points on the game. He's averaging 30.5 on the season, second in the OCAA East, second in the OCAA overall in scoring. If you can believe that, someone has more points per game than Augusto. Off the mark there is Biernes for 3. Rebound doesn't go. Augusto with authority there. He runs the floor. 2 on 3 with Johnson as well. He waits for his men to catch up with him. Here's Johnson now. Quick move, tough to stop. Blocking foul there is going to go against Mohawk. That fellow we talk about with more points than Augusto per game is Lester Jones of the George Brown College Huskies. 33.7 points per game. He had 44 in a game already this season.
I tell you, to score that many points nowadays with the competitiveness in the OCAA, coaches just have to start making adjustments, and they can take teams right out of their game.
Here's Esterbrooks, the inbounds here. 64-53, Durham leads, 13:34 remaining. We talk about scoring in a single game. How about this for statistics? The most points in a single game. George Brown College, 187 points on January 15th, 1974, as they rolled the victory over Georgian College. Heck of a game that must have been on Georgian side.
Rick Jordan hitting for 3 from the outside there. That
for
man
Rick
can shoot.
Jordan. Tipped away. Johnson with a fine play there defensively.
Puts Jordan into double figures, 11 points as well. Everybody on the Durham getting on the score sheet.
Here's Biernes. They work at Griffin. They're finding shots hard to come. Griffin tries to draw a foul, threw his shot off, however. Here comes Rick Jordan. Johnson tried to get it back to Jordan. Return pass. Biernes comes up with it. We talk about most points in a single game. That same single game, a fellow by the name of Marv Snowden, a forward with George Brown in 1974, scored 87 points in a college game. That bucket goes, but 87 points, the all-time OCAA single game record. Marv Snowden of George Brown.
I tell you, must have a hot hand. I mean, to score that many points, you don't see it too often. I mean, even in the NBA.
I mean, that ranks right up there with Wilt Chamberlain's record of 100 points in an NBA game. It's just something you just can't fathom. There's Biernes, 2 guys trapping him. He still manages to get the ball to Peterson. Johnson picks it off. It's 3-on-1 dishes. Augusto takes it out the back iron. Can't get it to go as he tries to throw it down. Esterbrooks can't get it to go, wide open. Lots of iron, no mesh, and away come the Mohawk Mountaineers. Oh, nice pass there. Griffin Griffin's trying to draw fouls here with his body instead of concentrating on the bucket.
I don't know what he's doing out there. In the first half, he was so aggressive, just taking it right to the hole, letting the play come to him, and he made a lot of good plays. And that's 2 times down the floor in a row that he's trying to body himself in, draw the foul, maybe get the 2 and
a part of that too, Paul, as you mentioned as well, a little bit of intimidation underneath. I think he's waiting and expecting contact, and it's really thrown him off his game. And Griffin with a solid first half with 10 points. Here's Jordan. Hopkinson, Johnson, right to the middle. Augusto picks it up left hand, swooping left hand. They go to the floor. And a jump ball call there. Possession in favor of Mohawk. 11:37 remaining in the second half. 67-55, the Lords lead. Half-court traps here, Johnson. They work the opposite side. Here's Griffin again. This time he takes it up strong. Peterson follows, taking it to Augusto. Certainly not afraid there. That puts that to rest. Griffin with a bucket.
Definitely a nice way to break that press of Durham's. Did touch the floor once when it got to quarter court. Finished off with an easy layup, even against Augusto. Dave Griffin taking the ball to the hoop instead of taking the ball to the body.
Hopkinson lays it in for 2. Not a big score as we mentioned, but he controls and quarterbacks this Lord's offense unselfishly. Numerous assists, 7 games in a row in double digits in assists. Just a phenomenal player, Kendrick Hopkinson. Nice block there. Augusto's going to come up with it. Gets it away just before traveling Esterbrook's. Here's Johnson running the floor. Nice dish off here. Jordan couldn't find the handle there. Caught with his hands in the cookie jar there, looking for a bucket. Johnson ran the floor so well.
Tell you, Johnson's starting to look like a highlight film since that Centennial game. Lots of great passes. Can teach a lot of kids about keeping their head up.
Here's Biernes. Substitutions coming in for Coach Hutton and his Mohawk Mountaineers. 3-point attempt. There goes for Dave Griffin. He now has 15 on the game, and that cuts the lead to 9 in favor of Durham.
Looked like they were going to put that press on and run away with it a little bit at the beginning of the second half, Ken, but Mohawks held their composure well, I think.
There's Jordan. Johnson will swing it quickly. Hopkinson had ideas of a 3. Augusto posting up. Triple team. You see the kind of attention that Augusto draws. 4 guys, 4 black shirts, all over number 40 that time in the key.
I think one of the mistakes he's making now, though, Ken, is that he's taking that ball, something he didn't do in the first half. He's taking that ball from above his head where he's getting the pass, bringing it down to his knees, allowing those guys to collapse. If he keeps the ball above his head, he's going to be able to dish it off to one of the guys that are open and cut into the hoop for the easy layup.
Augusto that time inside. Nicely done. Good inbounds play there. Augusto now with 22 points on the game. Here's LaRose. Still a trap coming. Johnson, Kendrick Hopkinson. Here's LaRose again. Into trouble now. Big time trouble. Here comes Jordan. Esterbrook's leads the way. A little too far for him. Saves it. However, not quite good enough. LaRose stops. 15. Hits the J off the back iron. Here comes Augusto. And we get a foul call on that play. Ryan Burness called for the foul. That'll be Mohawk's 4th team foul of the second half.
I think LaRose, if he had followed his shot on that one, Ken, I think he could have come up with the easy rebound and the easy layup. That's one of the fundamental errors a lot of people make when they shoot from the outside. Got to follow that shot because most guys forget to box out their men from that far away from the basket.
Back into the game for Durham, number 52, Sherlon Chance. Patrick Johnson talking over with Coach Vinson. He'll catch up to the play as Kendrick yells for his assistance here. Here comes Patrick, and we're set to go half-court wise with 22 seconds left on the shot clock. Nice dish inside. Hopkinson again, another assist. Assist number 9, and that goes to Sherlon Chance for the bucket. 9:22 remaining, 13-point Durham lead. Peterson for 3. Off the back iron, doesn't go there. Jordan chases it down. He'll slow it down, give it to Kendrick, and here come the Lords. Johnson drives baseline. Chance takes it up strong. One-on-one there. Sam Magic not afraid to go up strong there with Sherlon Chance. Sherlon will go to the line to shoot 2.
Sherlon's been having a few problems from the free throw line this year, Ken, but I think that he's been working on a lot in practice, and I think he's raised that average to about 60% now.
62.1% in fact, to be exact, for Sherlon. Right you are. Sherlon at the line for two here. Sports admin program for Sherlon. Hometown Scarborough. Attended Lester B. Pearson Secondary School in Scarborough. Off the mark on the first, he'll have another. LaRose on his own now, chased by Jordan, waiting for his teammates to catch up. Peterson tries to get it inside in vain, doesn't get it. Hopkinson runs it. Nice dish to Augusto. Duquesne can't get it to go. They keep it alive. Hopkinson takes it right to the hole. Blocked, piece of a block there by Magic. And we got a foul call here. Mr. Referee Peter Stochuk signals a foul. That's going to go against Sherlon. His first personal foul. That's Durham's second foul this half. Just their second foul this half.
Paul Peterson coming out for a well-deserved rest. He's had himself a great game to this point, Ken. Him and Sam Magic really standing out for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Result fire. They got to get the ball over half here. We're risking a 10-second violation. Strange pass there right into the hands of Sherlon Chance. Here's Jordan. Nice pass inside. Chance. Big block there. Magic. Big follow, however, by Augusto Duquesne. He's got 24. That's a 15-point Durham lead.
Great pass inside there. Really tough to guard that thing.
Well, Farrell, that'll go out of bounds. It's back to Durham. White shirts take over. Durham doing a nice job now pulling away. What an explosive team they are.
Al Farrell really not the guy to bring the ball up for Mohawk. I think under pressure, Ken, I think that LaRose was doing a much better job. Able to keep his head a little bit better, look for the good pass, and not turn the ball over quite as easily as Al Farrell's been doing.
Full marks to head coach Barry Hutton and his Mountaineers. 3-10 on the season overall. 0-2 in conference play. Playing up to par with the number 8 ranked team in the country. Not a bad job he and his troops have done today. LaRose handling it. Nice dish through to Griffin. He gets the bucket to go. Sherlon Chance is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second. And Dave Griffin will go to the line to add another.
So I'm really impressed with Dave Griffin. Saw him here in the tip-off tournament and had a fairly decent tournament, but not a standout player like he is tonight. He's really making things happen. But then again, the tip-off tournament early in the year, lots of changes since then, and solid player.
Yeah, Griffin finishes off the three-point play. He now has 18 points in the game and cuts the lead to 12. Mohawk needing to make a run soon if they want to cut into this lead. 7:27 remaining in the second half. Here's Perry back into the game now, number 42. His hands still heavily taped. Estabrooks, long range, just inside three-point range. Foot on the line for 2, however, for Estabrooks. Estabrooks now with 10 in the second half and 14 on the game. Touch foul there. Perry will be signaled for the foul. It'll be Durham's 4th of the half.
It's good play by Mohawk there, getting the ball in bounds as fast as possible, not letting Durham set up in that 1-2-1-1 pressure that they've found to be really successful, something they only threw into the repertoire the night before they played Centennial.
That pass is going to go out of bounds over to Durham. We look at right now as far as basketball action coming up over the holidays. Durham's next action, the George Brown College Classic over the January 6th weekend in Toronto. Durham looking to tip off their second half season. That'll start the second half. January 10th, they're here at the Athletic Complex. January 10th, 7:30 p.m., the game of the regular season. If you want to see a game live, be at that one. Humber College ranked number 1 in the country against Durham, which will move up in the rankings with a win tonight. What a game that's going to be. Durham-Humber, a matchup of possibly the Final Four championship final, which will take place at Durham College in March. The OCAA championships, Durham College hosting.
Oh, we got another foul coming out here.
We got Sam.
Being called for a foul is number
Sherlon Chance quickly picks up his third foul, all in the second half. Still in the game for Coach Vincent, 6:36 remaining. We talk about Durham, their explosive win 1 week ago. You saw it here on Rogers. Durham outscoring the Centennial Colts from Scarborough 65-26 in the second half to roll to a 104-70 victory.
It's a really exciting game to watch, and I know everybody that saw it or had a chance to see it really saw how basketball was supposed to be played. Great offensive, great defensive display by the Lords.
We're going to take a moment and take a look at a couple screens coming up soon. Around the OCAA, a little bit later on, we're going to take a look at scores from the past week and also a look at the Lords and Mohawk and a history of their last 5 meetings. Here comes Alfaro to LaRose. They have to get the ball over. They had a tough time doing that so far. Wide open. They missed an assignment there. Number 23 for Mohawk lays it in. That's Mike Haydes. Second bucket of the game. 10-point lead, 5:54 remaining. Hopkinson Griffin challenges there against Patrick Johnson. Nice screen there by Estabrooks. Chance for the rebound. Turns, takes it up strong again. The bucket goes. It's going to count, says referee Peter Stychuk. Sherlon will go to the line to add another.
Sherlon's just so strong inside. It's like a bull in a china shop, Kenny. He's really tough to stop, and he gets that ball anywhere within 5 feet. He's got a really long first step, quick first step, can turn, use both hands. All around, really good, solid player for the Durham Lords.
Patrick Johnson checks out with 7 points, a strong 7 points into the game. Replacing him is number 4, Dwayne Forster. Here's Alfaro, right side, Griffin. They work the perimeter now, trying to isolate someone. Zone trap defense now by the Durham Lords. Nice battle with LaRose and Perry. Outstanding defense there. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Griffin has to get a shot away. 1 second on the shot clock. The bucket goes as the buzzer sounds. But he got the shot away. 2 points for number 23, Mike Haydes.
That's a terrible way to lose 2 points when you pressure defense. Just pressure. Get the guy trapped. Lucky bounce off of a leg and easy layup.
And a foul called. Griffin's going to pick up that one from behind on Adam Estabrooks. And that was a 7th team foul of the second half, which means bonus. The bonus leg goes on the scoreboard here at the Durham College Athletic Center. And Adam Estabrooks will go to the line to shoot 1-1. Taking a look around the OCAA last week, we see Durham's big 104-70 victory over Centennial. Centennial rebounding 83-82. Algonquin, number 1 in the East right now. Durham's only loss came at the hands of Algonquin. And St. Clair, with 2 big wins last week, moved to 4-1 in the West. Look for St. Clair and the Saints to do a job at a Windsor. Their first time back in the playoff hunt in some time.
Definitely good to see some mix in the colleges there. Colleges that have been generally weak in the past, doing some really good recruiting, getting some prime players, making themselves competitive in Division I again.
Wide open again, broken down press. The Durham Lords victim to that as Dave Griffin lays it in.
I think that the way Mohawk's breaking this press, Kenny's going to give Coach Vincent something to work on over the holidays. Take a look at the holes that the other team's been able to find in it and redefine it. And I really think it can be effective press against a team that doesn't know what's coming at them.
Well, certainly the game tapes, Coach Vincent, Coach Wallace pouring through game tapes after every game, taking a look at weaknesses, positive effort from their own team, things they want to improve on. It's tough to improve on their performance last week, but they'll get better every game. There's Chance, keeping it alive. Another rebound for Chance. And away comes Kendrick Hopkinson. 4:07 remaining at a 10-point Durham Lords lead. Estabrooks left alone again. Off the mark. Chance with a big rebound. Takes it up strong in the lane. Can't get it to go. Forster keeps it alive. Somehow Sherlon Chance got the ball inside, got the ball away, drew a foul, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Sherlon having a tough time at the line tonight. Let's see if he can make a couple here and make up for those misses he's had earlier.
At the line now for the Durham Lords is number 52, Sherlon Chance.
Sherlon hits the first.
He's still got one to come.
And he's good for both. It's a 12-point Durham lead. We'd also like to mention at this time the Durham College Lords taking part in the annual Christmas season food drive. The Durham Lords food drive on tonight. Admission $2 or a non-perishable item gets you attendance. A big play inside. Paul Peterson, showtime for Mohawk. A big play there.
I don't think the boys on the Lords like that. They could see that coming from half court. They're breaking the press. They're sending the man up to the middle. The man's dishing it to the wing. They're having a cutter go right through the top of the key, and that time it happened to be a high-flying Paul Peterson, put one away and made them look a little bit silly on that. They're going to have to back off and just reevaluate the press a little bit, I think, Kenny.
Here's a break here. Here's Estabrooks. He's going to look for help. He traveled on that way. He takes it to the hole. Looking for payback time. But Paul Peterson stepping into the OCAA's first college season and proving that he belongs. That was a big-time play by number 42, Paul Peterson of the Mohawk Mountaineers.
It's one of the things the fans come for in college. They see them flying high in warm-up, and they like to see it in the game. And Paul Peterson's been able to provide 2 high-flying exhibitions. Dave Griffin from 3.
Wide open, left wide open, can't make it. Biernes tries to chase it down. It's going to be Durham ball. Checking back into the game for Durham is number 14, Rick Jordan. We'll give Rayford Perry a break. Rayford checks out with 7 points right now in the game. 2:56 remaining. You're watching OCAA college basketball action. The final college action before the Christmas break of the first half. Brought to you by Rogers Community 10. Hopkinson makes it all the way through, gets his own rebound, blocked. And here's Peterson. We know what he can do. A little pass a little bit ahead of Biernes here. He slows it down. Decides to take a 3. Doesn't go there. Plays a little bit erratic right now. Griffin lays it in. And they cut the lead to 8. Mohawk quietly slipping back into it with 2:24 remaining.
Dave Griffin with 21 quiet points on the night. He's really making things happen. And between him and Paul Peterson lighting things up, you know, Sam Magic's been a little bit quiet the last few minutes.
Here's Chance. Augusto posting up high. They're double teaming him. They're really taking Augusto out. Here comes Griffin again. It's a 2-on-2. Jordan and Griffin. And it's going to be a foul call against Rick Jordan.
Geez, Kenny, did I see a smile on Griffin's face going down the court? It really looks like he's having a good time out there now.
That foul is going to go against Rick Jordan. That's his second personal foul. Teams 6, 1 shy of the bonus. 2-minute warning now. 2 minutes remaining in this OCAA college basketball game. 83-75, the Lords lead. You're watching OCAA college basketball action on Rogers Community 10.
And also the person that's holding ticket number 0279635.
8-point lead for the Lords. They led at the half as well. 45-44 at the half. A 1-point lead. They've increased that to 8. They've led as much as 14 at one time. And Coach Vincent right now reiterating, hey, let's not blow this. I know Coach Vincent has got a lot of guys into the game, a lot of good playing experience for a lot of guys before the Christmas break, which is very important, especially heading into the second half. And Coach Vincent, although he'd like to see everyone play, doesn't want to lose this game.
There's not one guy on that bench that his philosophy has changed over the course of this game. Durham's not in there to lose any games this year. They're taking them one at a time. They can win the big game, and that's something that Coach Vincent wants to make sure that they continue. Keep the winning spirit going. Know what it is like to win, because winning breeds winning, and that's what Coach Vincent has preached over the course of the season so far to them, and so far it's been coming true.
It's Coach Barry Hutton we see pondering his team state right now with 2 minutes, and he sees his player Dave Griffin at the line trying to cut into this 8-point lead. And he does.
He's still got it on time,
And 2 for 2 for Griffin. What a game he's had. 23 points on the game. And it's a 6-point lead. 1:58 remaining. Mohawk has made a game of this. Estabrooks at the top now, pops out, 14 of the shot clock into Augusto, turnaround, tough to stop that. Big follow by Sherlon Chance.
tell you, they can't keep him away from that basket. He's a big guy, gets off the floor. It's amazing how high he can get off the ground for such a big guy. Having a good battle in there with Paul Peterson right now.
Sherlon in double digits now, 10 points in the game. Here's Biernes trying to drive to the hole. Alfaro for three. Doesn't go. Estabrooks with a hand on it. And a foul going to be called against Dave Griffin. With Mohawk Estabrooks hustling after that loose ball. 1:19 remaining now, bonus time. 8 fouls, now clicks to 9 team fouls for the Mohawk Mountaineers. Adam Estabrooks will go to the line, shooting bonus 1 and 1.
119 left on the clock. Different position. Here we go.
Estabrooks, a native of Oshawa is his hometown, listed now, native of Bowmanville, a Bowmanville High School graduate. Played his high school ball there, and a promising career, a standout with Bowmanville High School when he played there. Enjoying his third year of collegiate basketball action here at Durham. Alfaro off the mark, tried the long range there, didn't get much. 85-77, we're under a minute now, Paul. 59 seconds remaining. Clock ticks down. Here's Rick Jordan. Baseline wide open, takes it to the hole. Blocked there by Sam Magic. We said he was quiet. He's now made it back into the game. And he'll take the ball here. 46 seconds. Stolen by Hopkinson. He'll slow it down and use the clock here.
Such a smart player, Ken. He always knows when to go and when to hold things up. He's the general.
Here's Estabrooks now. 18 on the shot clock, 33 on the game clock. Difference of 15. Hopkinson now 12 on the shot clock. Jordan will pull it out wide. 10 on the shot clock. 6. Here's Jordan. Nice dish inside. Chance takes it up strong and lays it home. 12 on the game for Sherlon. Chance a 10-point Lords lead. 16 seconds remaining. LaRose, who's back down after a bucket for the rebound? Sherlon Chance.
He's a hustler on the offensive boards, defensive boards.
6 seconds now.
A great game.
Hopkinson, LaRose on him. Tipped. Hopkinson again. 1 second now. Estabrooks will keep it. Estabrooks caught there looking, not knowing how much time's left on the clock, and he knew it. As we take a look, hopefully, Adam Estabrooks with a big smile on his face. They shake hands here from the Durham College Athletic Complex. The final score of the final college action before the Christmas break. The Durham Lords 87, the Mohawk Mountaineers 77. Paul, your closing comments on today's game.
I tell you, early in the game, Patrick Johnson took control out there. A lot of great passes, helped set things up. Later on in the game, it really came down to the Kenrick Hopkins, and he just decided that he was going to slow it down, make it the Durham College pace. When you got two people like that can take control of a game, and not to mention Augusto Duquesne, I mean, how can you forget him? Accolades to Dave Griffin. Dave Griffin played a great game for Mohawk. What can you say?
Coach Vince and Coach Hutton talking about their seasons. They know it's first half completed, second half coming up. And we talk about second half. The all-important second half starts January 10th. The Lord's next action is on the road at the George Brown Invitational in Toronto on January 6th weekend. Next home action January 10th. The Lords with another solid effort. They saw everybody play. Everybody hit the score sheet except two guys. Another team effort. Today's Rogers Community 10 TSN player of the game, as we talked about earlier, none other than Kendrick Hopkinson, the second-year guard of the Durham Lords with 6 points in the game, 12 assists, and numerous defensive plays stood out today as the Rogers Community 10 TSN player of the game. The Durham Lords now press on. Their overall record 13-3. They're ranked number 8 in the country. They're sure to move up. The Durham Lords now heading into the second half in second place in the East Conference. What can we look for the Lords in the new year?
The new year is going to see a big addition in John Tate. John will be back in the lineup. Strong power forward. It's going to make a large difference under the boards. It's going to provide them with that extra player. Not that they need it coming off the bench now with whoever. I'm sure John's going to be a starter. For whoever is not starting, first player off the bench, I can only see Durham getting better.
Certainly with the depth. You talk about John Tate, the 6'9" forward transferring from the University of College of Cape Breton in New Brunswick. Sat out the first term under the OCAA transfer rule. And John will be a welcome addition off the bench for Coach Vincent. Another strong player. They have a strong bench as it is. Tate will only add to that. The Lords 13-3 overall, as we mentioned. This concludes our first half action on Rogers Community 10. We hope you enjoyed all the telecasts this first half. We've got more to come in the new year. My name is Ken Babcock. I've enjoyed bringing you the play-by-play for Paul Doucette and the entire Rogers Community 10 broadcast, wishing you a happy New Year and most of all, a Merry Christmas this holiday season, a safe and happy holiday season. We'll see you next time on Rogers Community 10.
At hospitals everywhere, an event like this is an everyday occurrence for the emergency healthcare professional. As a television news anchor, I often see scenes like this. Sometimes they make the newscast, but most often they don't, because stories like these are considered far too common to be news. These stories are news, though, for those involved. Personal, perhaps heartrending, but always emotionally charged news. We're going to take a look at one of these simple, insignificant stories, a story that stands for thousands of others, and see just how significant it really is. And along the way, we'll create a portrait of the healthcare professionals for whom this story is but a single chapter in a never-ending tale of commitment, compassion, and caring. This is Helen Fulton. Her symptoms include severe abdominal pain, and it was her distress that prompted her husband Jim to call an ambulance. Already, this healthcare team has made a preliminary assessment and is preparing Helen and Jim for the next steps. Staff nurse Kimberly English will play a central role in the Fultons' lives over the next few days.
As a staff nurse at this hospital, I'm responsible for coordinating the care of patients like Helen. Many people see nurses as very one-dimensional. They see us as medicine givers or following out doctor's orders, but there's really much more to what I do. When patients like Helen are admitted to my unit, I carry out a thorough assessment and become an advocate for them. Helen will need tests, treatment, and possibly surgery. And in order for her to cope with all of that, she'll also need teaching, counseling, and support from me. It's a tough and stressful time. I have to keep her fully informed of what is being done to her and also for her. I also have to assess the needs of the Fultons as a family. Usually, I try to provide this support in a quiet setting that's away from the general unit, and I find that this is much more personal and less clinical.
In as many ways as she can, Kimberly helps Helen cope with facts and fears of her condition. She also arranges for any other in-hospital medical services Helen may need. And she does all this for a number of patients at the same time, while dealing with a host of other responsibilities.
While Helen was in my care, she was involved in a clinical trial for a new chemotherapy drug. There's a lot more to nursing than most people realize, and we're often involved in research that's aimed at improving care. And my professional education never stops. Clinical trials and continuing education programs are coordinated by our clinical nurse educator.
As Kim mentioned, her professional education never stops. Nursing education is like the healthcare system itself, an evolving continuum of theory merging with practical experience to create better, more holistic care. Today, Durham nurses find themselves in a variety of settings, delivering a wide range of healthcare services. And that's why a nurse's education must be both broadly based and quite specialized. And much learning is done right here in the real-life atmosphere of a hospital unit.
We often have nursing students come from Durham College for their practical experience, and I often act as a preceptor, which means that I'm both a guide and a teacher for them while they're here. You know, with everything I have to do, it seems like there are never enough hours in the day, but for me, nursing has been a very rewarding profession.
For Kimberly, one such reward was seeing Helen through a successful surgery for her abdominal cancer. But Helen's story was far from over, and this case conference would help write the next few lines. Home care case manager Marilyn Brown was one of the participants in the multidisciplinary group.
When a patient is nearing discharge, often a group of professionals from within the various disciplines get together to discuss the services that she may need when leaving the hospital. Before the meeting, I review the patient's chart, obtain her medical history, assess her current status, and then review what her situation and her needs may be upon discharge. I interview her and her family, and then get all the paperwork and the necessary referrals together.
The home care case manager, the primary staff nurse, the discharge planner, St. Elizabeth visiting nurses, Victorian Order of Nurses, and the dietitian are all represented at the case conference. When an appropriate discharge plan has been formulated, the staff nurse, Marilyn, and Helen's physician confer about implementing the plan. And then that very wonderful time arrives when Helen can come home. Healthcare isn't just a hospital thing or a visit to a physiotherapist or a home visit by a nurse. Healthcare is all of these and many others, joined together in whatever form is required to provide the best care and support to patients on an individual basis.
In Durham region, all home care case managers are nurses with community experience. I thrive on the contact between the clinical milieu and the community. There's a real sense of satisfaction in using my skills to move a patient from the hospital to their own home successfully, and thereby making them more independent.
Marilyn was scrupulous in explaining to Helen and Jim that because Helen's chemotherapy had gone so well in the hospital, her healthcare team felt that she would convalesce better at home, that her home healthcare treatments would be covered by OHEB, and that Marilyn would arrange for all the necessary equipment and support services Helen and Jim would need.
Once we've outlined the plan, I leave complete information on all the services, including start dates and pertinent phone numbers, including my own. I then do a little troubleshooting, clarifying the need for her to follow medical orders to the letter. For Helen, among many other things, it was important to emphasize the need for her to refrigerate the prescriptions, to ensure that the pharmacy delivered by 9 a.m. so that the visiting nurse could administer the chemotherapy, and when she was to report to her doctor after giving a blood sample.
Home care case managers can draw from a variety of services that can seem bewildering to a layperson. Services like a homemaker to provide meals or do laundry or go shopping, palliative or hospice care, the support of a social worker or mental health agency. As well, Marilyn arranged for the Cancer Society to get Helen and Jim involved in a support group. And she made it easy for Jim to receive individual counseling and employee assistance through the occupational health nurse at his workplace. Marilyn also arranged for equipment and medical supplies, as well as initiating a visiting nurse program.
There are 2 public visiting nursing agencies. I am with the Victorian Order of Nurses, and there's also the St. Elizabeth Visiting Nurses, and we are both community-based. We assess a home in relation to the care required, and often provide that care, with the longer-term objective being creating as much independence as possible within the family unit. Ours is another example of the independence of nursing, demanding constant learning, as more acute care clients come into the community setting, requiring a more complex level of service.
It was Janet Fredericks, a registered nurse with the St. Elizabeth Visiting Nurses, who provided visiting care to the Fultons.
We assess our clients' needs from different angles. Medically, one of the areas that we focus in is home chemotherapy. On an emotional level, we also like our clients to live as normal a life as possible. Jim Fulton was a terrific student, and now he can look after most of Helen's needs, like monitoring and flushing her IV. I still visit, though, to do her chemotherapy and to make sure all is well, both medically and personally.
Across all areas of healthcare in Durham, there is a cohesiveness of vision and purpose among nursing professionals to provide the optimum care for their clients.
Healthcare has no real beginning and no real end. Each of us has a role to play in making sure the people we serve get the most out of life, regardless of their medical condition. In Helen's case, I take into account her needs and her coping ability to ensure that she's cared for in an appropriate way. It's a big responsibility, but I love being her nurse.
Healthcare is indeed a continuum. It's based on promoting the concept of wellness, on staying well when possible, and on getting people as well as possible when necessary. The nursing professionals of Durham Region are dedicated to the concepts of assessment, advocacy, and helping their clients to cope in difficult times, and their actions speak louder than any of my words of praise. What we've seen is a portrait of their actions and achievements in the life of Helen and Jim Fulton. There are no small, insignificant stories here. Each is vital to those involved, and each creates a new chapter in the continuing saga of the nursing professionals of Durham, a portrait in caring.
Good night.
Did you plug the sink up? I bet that'll wake up Dad. Shh.
Ouch. That's hot. I've got to fix this faucet tomorrow.
Why did you do that? Really? One drip a second will fill 16 bathtubs with hot water in a month? Wow, that's a lot. Why do I always have to be the one to turn up the thermostat in the morning?
What do we have to eat this morning? Bacon and eggs. No, perhaps an omelet. Or maybe I'll just have some cereal. Oh, but here's some good toast and jam. Maybe I will have eggs.
Well, how about some pancakes?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Hey, get out of my way. Meow. I have to think about what I want before opening the door. That way I won't hold it open and waste energy. All I want is the milk. Thank you. Oops, sorry about that. I forgot the door.
Can you pass me the milk, please?
Sorry. There's no more.
I guess I'll have to drive down to the corner store if I want breakfast. Has anybody seen my car keys? They're usually on the counter here.
Dad, why don't you ride your bike?
Why not? I can work up a bit of an appetite and I'll save on gas. I'll be right back.
I saw you do that. Meow. No, there's not many dishes in it. I get it. It wastes energy to run a big machine for a few dishes. We should only use a dishwasher when it's full.
Ooh, that's chilly. This year we're going to fix the windows and doors before the snow comes. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. You want to come to the hardware store with me?
Sure. Can we get what we need to fix the drip?
Thanks for reminding me. Let's see. Caulking. Latex acrylic, good for 15 years. Come on. Weather stripping for the living room window. This is pretty easy. Oh, and this one will do for the back door. Not bad. Won't cost much to do the whole house. And no more cold air drafts. What's this? Automatic setback thermostat. Save on heating costs. That's a great idea. And we'll never forget to turn it down.
And the house will be warm by the time I get out of bed. Does that thing really save money? 10 to 15% of the heating costs a year? You're a pretty smart cat.
Here are the faucet washers. I'll get a box of mixed sizes to be able to keep all the faucets in the house in good condition. And what's this? A low-flow shower head. Reduces hot water consumption.
It'll use less energy and less water. And that should be good for the environment.
You're pretty smart.
Hey, get off of there. I want to make a grilled cheese. Oh, I forgot. You don't use the big oven for small things.
How about some soup with that grilled cheese? It doesn't seem to work. The good old-fashioned can opener. Why not? It's like riding a bike. Instead of wasting energy with that electric gadget, I can even get a bit of exercise.
Dad, why are you using that great big burner to heat up a small pot?
Are you trying to save energy again? The right size burner for a small pot. Okay, I'm with you.
You want to go and play outside? We're going to be doing some work around the house for a while.
Sure. Meow. What do you want? What's wrong with leaving the game on? Oh, I guess it's like leaving lights on when no one's in the room. It's a waste.
Right after you give me those filthy pants to wash.
Here's the pants.
Thanks.
What are you doing? I know those are my dirty clothes. Let me guess. It's like the dishwasher. We shouldn't run the clothes washer for only one pair of pants. We should wash full loads. Dad, why don't you wash a full load while you're doing it?
Sure, that sounds more efficient. I'm glad you thought of it. I thought I turned this on this afternoon.
Well, maybe we have elves in the house. Well, it wasn't full anyway. Makes more sense to run it now with a full load.
No. What? We can save more than $100 a year by washing a full load every couple of days instead of 3 little loads a day? Do you know how much chewing gum I can buy with all that?
Oh, it's way past your bedtime. To bed right now. We'll come up and give you a kiss.
Good night.
I'll go up with you. This new shower head works really well.
And it uses a lot less hot water.
You know, today we did a lot of little things that made sense.
You mean that saved energy?
And made the house more comfortable, too.
And you know where we got some of those ideas?
I wonder where she got those ideas from.
So, everything we did today will save lots of energy. And that means less air pollution. What do you call that? Energy management. It saves money, it's comfortable, and it's good for the environment. If every family did what we did today, think of all the energy they'd save. Do you think that all the cats in Canada are bright like you?
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about your community channel, Rogers Community 10, please call the Rogers Response Line at 436-3500. That's 436-3500. Your comments and suggestions regarding our programming are greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your name and phone number. That's the Rogers Response Line, 436-3500.